GPT-5 just dropped, and Claude Code is already elite. So what happens when you combine them together inside of Cursor, right? Join Artem and me for this groundbreaking live stream where basically we're going to test GPT-5 along with Claude Code, Cursor, OpenAI API, and a whole bunch of different stuffs. There's no script here. This is just going to be a live stream where the both of us are just going to hang out and do some coding with AI. So for those who don't know, Artem is the actual person who's actually responsible for the template that I am using, which has convex, it has Clerk for authentication, has Stripe billing already built in. So in like 15 to 20 minutes, you can take this template and start making some money and generate that next $1 billion SaaS so you can get into the 3 comma club. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to give a nice warm round of applause to Artem. How's it going, Artem? Thanks for joining the stream, man.
Hey.
What's going on?
Thanks for having me on. I mean, as I said, we had a bit of a chat before this live stream, and I mean, being noticed when you have 10 subscribers. I mean, now I have 100, thanks to you. But yeah, being noticed, like, I really appreciate that. Yeah, you noticed my work. It's great. I mean, all of the tools that are coming out nowadays, you can build apps so fast. You know, convex, Clerk, all of that stuff. And today, hopefully, we can do some GPT image gen stuff. Should be fun.
Exactly. For those who don't know, we're going to take a look at the new OpenAI API. They have a thing that's available for us to actually get this high fidelity image output. So I could take a picture of myself and say, add a hat. And I don't know if you've ever done this before, ladies and gentlemen. Whenever you work with these APIs, like it would just make your face look like a whole different person. So I could be Chinese one image, I can be like Italian in the next image, and you just need consistency. So that changed about 3 weeks ago, and it's kind of gone under the radar and no one's really talking about it. So unless you've been tuning into my stream, I've been talking a little bit about it. And I thought this is going to be a really good chance for us to exercise what's the latest happenings in GPT-5. You're going to watch 2 different people approach this from this different way, right? We're going to see what's happening with, Claude Code. How do we configure it? And we're just going to be hanging out live. So if this is kind of the vibe, just make sure you kind of chill back and relax. We're going to be getting into that sauce here and kind of taking a look. And so if you're not familiar with the images API, I'm just going to give you a quick rundown. These 2 people are here. You can literally also give it 2 images, right? Like this lady on the left, this lady on the right. You can say, I want you to basically hold hands and pretend you're in the same picture. It will stitch it together for you, preserving the faces and everything. This is really, really amazing because now you can actually take these different images and we're going to see if we can actually turn this into a real full-fledged app. And so some of the first things that I'm kind of thinking about here, Artem, is maybe that we should be able to kind of I'm going to send you over the spec documents here for like this API for you to kind of play with. And also we were thinking maybe of using the Vercel AI SDK. There's a new V5 version. So this will be a kind of a good, part of being a developer is us actually trying to learn the new frameworks. So when these new frameworks like the AI SDK releases a new version, that's the big deal for the industry too. So we need to get our hands dirty with that. You're going to watch us kind of fumble through that. This API, how do we actually kind of wire it into an app going from zero, to actually prototyping with it? And then the next phase that I'm planning to do is how do we then get that into I already have a UI prototype using V0. So how do we then tie that together with the actual API that generates the images? Because right now my prototype does not actually generate the images. It just fails. So that's because it's not really wired up. It's just, has a nice little user interface where I can manage the images and do a whole bunch of cool stuff and have this fun UI. So yeah, this is going to be a pretty fun stream. This may be ending up in multiple parts, but we want to make sure we take you along this journey and kind of hang out with us. So yeah, without further ado, Artem, what's happening, man?
So should we just start building this?
Yeah.
I mean, the UI looks really great.
Mm-hmm.
I did try it out with the link that you sent me using the V0 link.
Mm-hmm.
So the Open AI API is not hooked in right now.
Right.
But so what should this app do basically? Because so you can upload your image, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And then you can prompt your image?
Exactly. I could just say, add a hat to you know, this guy or something like that. And then it would just
Okay.
come back with a hat added on. And like if I describe cowboy hat or something like that, it will do a cowboy hat. But these suggestions at the bottom were just going to be to help people if like they were kind of stuck, right? So we don't
Mhm.
necessarily like for an MVP. I think we just need just to like have this working, right? So as long as we can prompt first to generate, that'll be the good first step. And then as we progress through the user interface, we can probably remove some of the texting part and kind of have like throw a game into it or maybe do voice or something later on. But I think for our V0 prototype, basically we just need like this to kind of work. It's like, hey, if I want to do this, it should be fun. I think a funner part could just be like we have like 3 or 4 different hat assets. So maybe I can use the new GPT-5 image API to generate these fun like 8-bit characters. So like this strawberry, right? Like it'd be cool to have this cool strawberry digital asset that like you can pay maybe 99 cents for to put into your images, right? So like if you want to have this like special sword, that's maybe $2. And then we can embed it into your image, right? So like if you can just select that one, check out, and then we'll put that inside of your image, right? Like if you're like playing around with a game. So it'd be kind of fun. We kind of bring the digital, like something that's unique to us, as far as like a game, right? So kind of gamifying it. So I think that can kind of be where we're going with this, right? So everyone's going to make like a prompting with this, but I think what will make it fun is if we have like unique assets that you can only get in our like digital store that belongs to our brand. That we can then put that into your images, right? So the reason why you want to bring your image is because we have a really cool hat, or we have some cool sunglasses that only you can get from our digital store. So, sure you can copy and paste the prompt, but if it's not coming from us, you're not cool, man. You don't have clout. Right? I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah. Yeah, we can do that's actually a really cool idea. While you were saying this, I'm like, should we also have some kind of randomization as well? So like,
Yes.
you know how Google has this I want to be lucky today button, whatever it's
Yes.
called.
Oh, I like that
Yeah,
idea. So yeah, in the
we could
app we
do
can make
that.
it super random. We're just kind of like, yeah, pick your poison, and we could just like make you look like a zombie or something. Because that's what happened to me. I did a prompt where I basically look like a zombie or something like that, and it just makes your image look like a zombie or it makes you look like whatever. Oh, maybe like a mood board, right? Like, what's my mood? Like it tries to
Yeah.
read their face
Okay.
and like give them the mood. It'll like do a zombie mood or like turn them into a witch or like turn them into like like a god or something or a Jesus thing. But
Yeah,
you don't
that
know what
that
you're
could
gonna
be
get,
cool.
right? You just upload the image and it's just like we'll read your mood, right?
Yeah. Let's try it.
This is
Let's try
fun.
it.
Yeah, I think this is going to be lots. Oh man, this is going to be so expensive. So a huge shout out to our supporters, by the way, everyone who's been able to join as members and become supporters. That really actually helps us to get this thing off the ground, really. And yeah, I'll give you an API key if you need it, Artem, because I think we're going to start to burn a lot of money after we start getting this prototype working. So step one, basically, yeah, if you want to share your screen, maybe to tell us how we get something set up. And then we can kind of get that going for folks who are just getting started here. So the initial prototype for those who are just kind of tuning in right now, we're going to try to take this image editing and the high fidelity thing and try to make an app and try to like kind of land on this whole concept, because we sort of have this working thing that we're able to get here from V0. And then we're going to try to translate that and connect that over into the API spec. So now that, I can just pop right back over to
Yep.
your screen whenever you're ready. So I'll pop over here. Okay, so now we're on Artem's screen. So this is your screen there. And so he has my little V0 link where I made this in V0. It's like a little interface. It was like an SVG image generator, and we flipped it now. So so the next step that you need to do is maybe set up your project and stuff with Next.js, or kind of like walk me through what you're thinking here.
Yeah, so we have a couple of options. We could do this, you know, command that V0 gives us.
Hmm.
I think it might actually not be suitable to a lot of people to do this command straight away if you don't have all of the like BON and PNPM, all of this stuff configured for you.
Mm.
Because literally, like 10 minutes before we started this live stream, I've actually tried to use this command and I was getting some errors.
Ah.
And so I guess um, a very like robust way to actually make this image editor website happen
Hmm.
is to actually do it from scratch. And
Ah.
V0, it gives you code, um,
Oh,
for the project anyway,
got it.
right? So maybe we could go this route
Yes.
and use the code that V0 gives us.
Cool.
We could also, as Ray, you suggested, we could just take a screenshot of this
Hmm.
and give it to Cursor,
Ah,
and it's going to recreate this entire, like this exact UI as
right.
well.
Yeah.
Um, but so what do you think would be the best way? So we could try to use the bun, sorry, the npx chatcn
Mm-hmm.
command from V0.
Mm-hmm.
So that's approach number one,
Mm.
and we could do the other two approaches that I mentioned. So what do you think? We could try to debug this as well.
I have a theory, and we can try this, right? So I think one of the things is maybe we'll just try the lightweight option first, right? As an engineer, maybe less code, less complication. There's also this concept of distractors. So we don't want to give the LLM too much distractors because it's possible that it's still using Tailwind v3, where we want to use Tailwind v4 to take advantage of the new styling system with tokens. So if we have a bunch of references to the old v3 stuff, we could get in these like weird prompting loops unless we spend a lot of time trying to upgrade the code. So it might just be cleaner to start out with the project like we're starting from zero. So like what's the npm install or npx install or bun install to get us the next project created, with Tailwind v4 and everything. So that the scaffold is pretty much there. And then maybe in Claude Code, we can also set like the /init to get the rules set up immediately for the project so that it knows what it's working with. And then we'll
Hmm.
just continue to update the rules and various things. Also, Cursor has a way of making its own rules. There's like an @ command or / command to generate the rules. So yeah, I think that's probably a good way. Just start it off blank. And then, yeah, we'll just get some screenshots and say, okay, I like this interaction. And then if we want, we can even paste in code snippets to have it generate so that it's just leveraging our code base. And then that way we kind of like piecemeal it in. And I think that's going to be a really good way to get us off the ground super fast.
I agree with you actually,
Hmm.
because yeah, if we do super simple, like minimalistic design
Hmm.
first with
Yes,
like this upload button on the left, the preview on the right, and then with time, once we have the functionality working, we can start playing around with the design. So
exactly.
that's what I thought actually as well. So
Okay,
great.
cool.
I agree.
Let's cook.
Um, so
Awesome.
let's cook.
Yeah.
I mean, as always, we literally just start with an empty folder. That's how I like to do things. Just create a new folder. I call it GPT new image gen because we're going to be using the new image gen functionality from GPT, from ChatGPT. So yeah, so then what I usually do is I open Cursor at that folder, so I can literally walk you through that as well. So just open this folder in Cursor, and boom, we're in. And then terminal, and the first command as usual, npx create next app slash sorry at latest. And then because we created this folder already, I usually put the dot after this command, and what this will do is it will create all the files like the app folder, the page, and the layout tsx in the folder that we just created. Because if we don't do that, if we just don't do the dot, it will ask us to create a new folder again inside the folder that we just created.
Oh,
And it
yeah.
just, yeah,
Makes
you know
sense.
what I mean? So
Yes.
I just usually do that.
Hmm.
And let's see it cook.
Cool. Let's do
I
it.
mean, I just press enter for all the defaults always.
Yeah.
Um,
Got it. So you got the app router. You have TypeScript. You I think ESLint no or something. You said. Yeah.
yes. So let's check what I pressed
Okay.
yes on. TypeScript, ESLint, no. Tailwind, yes. Uh, SRC directory, no.
Mm-mm.
App router, yes. TurboPack. So TurboPack, as I understand, just makes your like website on local host update faster as soon as you change code while you're developing,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then the import alias, to be honest, I
Aliases.
have
Yeah.
no idea what that means.
So
What
whenever
that
you have a
means.
project at the very top, whenever you make a new page or a new route, if you're going to grab files from somewhere else in your directory, the at symbol is just kind of a shortcut, so you don't have to go dot 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 dot. So if you're ever using the command line terminal,
Oh
and
yeah.
you know how you cd into the next folder and cd into the next folder, so the alias will just say you can just at. So it's just gonna like, you don't have to do, all your imports and all your references don't have to be relative to that specific folder. So like if you're like
Yeah.
nested 2 folders deep, especially since with Next.js it's hugely dependent on folder routing, the at kind of speeds everything up. And it looks like it's a rule that's defined in the build process there. That makes sense. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so we've got the next app working, and what I usually like to do is to go install chatcn straight away. So we can do that by going to ui.chatcn.com, the standard, and I usually use PNPM. So a lot of people, well, personally me, I was even confused about like what's npm, yarn, bun, and PNPM.
Mhm.
Um, Actually, Ray, maybe you can explain that as well.
Sure.
Um,
Yeah,
yeah.
from what I know, I mean, I'm not really a web developer, but what I've learned so far is that like with PNPM, there's enhancements to basically if once you install a package version onto your file system, um, what PNPM, if it recognizes that, is basically going to create what they call like a symlink or an alias. So in terms of how much space that you'll save for the packages that are installed using npm, that'll actually save a lot of disk space. So if you have like if you're like me, you create like 50 million projects, you're going to have all these like folders, and all the node modules are going to take up all this space. But in this way, they're symlinked into like a central location, so you have a central repository technically of like all these specific files that you'll need to reference, and they're just going to be symlinked into your apps accordingly. So it's just that. And then Bun is kind of like that on steroids. So Bun went and specifically rewrote every single piece of like package manager code and like optimize like memory at like the lowest levels. And they basically said that they're the only we're going to go right down to the system call level, and that like the speed gains are absolutely insane. So that's kind of the differences with some of those package managers. But npm is the old school one. PNPM, if you want to save a bunch of space, you can. That's pretty pretty good there. But then as far as like BunX or PNPM, you're fine. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll use PNPM because I'm used to that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so PNPM, let's install chatcn, just copy paste the link, and we should have something already cooking very soon, because once this gets installed, I'll just run PNPM dev and we can actually start coding. And by the way, so in this V0 template that you shared, what do you use for file uploads here? Um,
Nothing so far. That was just a prototype, and it's just using like its own thing. So I was thinking that it was just going to
okay.
do like a route handler call over to using the Next.js route handler to just upload image, and then maybe I think in the prototype, did they have a route handler, or what did they do? A server action?
So in
API. Yeah, I think
terms,
they're doing a route handler. Okay, that makes sense.
okay.
Yeah. So the form.
And yeah, sorry, go ahead.
I think it's like a form button upload, and it's using the route handler call. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. And so the form data, that's just the native kind of
Yeah, the form data would come
functionality
from
there.
the page front end. So
Mhm.
the upload button will just say, "Hey, I'm submitting a form. It's this image plus this prompt plus whatever those parameters are there," and that's the parameters I'm passing in. Not me, but I guess the code that was generated or vibed.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. Because I'm thinking
I
that
don't know.
maybe
I'm reading it with
we
you the
should
first
just
time, to
say,
be honest.
yeah, okay,
That's
yeah,
what's
okay. I
funny.
understand. I understand. We should probably just say, okay, let just give us an image upload button so that we can send it to GPT, to OpenAI image gen GPT.
Yes.
Actually, let's literally try that. So if I do PNPM dev, we
Mhm.
should have this like basic website
Mhm.
already working. Let's check if it is. Okay, it is. And so um, I would just say that I well, usually what I do first is I just delete all of this because we don't need
Right.
all of that. And I'm gonna write a very big prompt, I think now, to explain to Cursor what we're trying to build. But I don't want to overcomplicate
Right.
what we want to build, like right now, because if we do that, you know, Claude will get confused about what features we want to build, and it will try to like one shot everything. And so, what I found that works best is to actually have a sort of a plan in your head about what you want to build and the order, like the steps of what you want to build. And so I think the step number 1 and 2 for
Mhm.
us should be to get this image upload thingy and being able to send it to OpenAI GPT image gen thingy
Yes.
with a prompt, right?
Yes. Yes. Good point.
Um, so let's literally just say this to Claude, right? But I'm gonna use the ask mode. So I'm not sure what you guys use on streams usually. So I think you mentioned that you use Claude Code a lot, right?
Mhm.
Um, but is it okay if we're gonna be using
Yeah.
Cursor
Cursor. Yeah.
this time around?
I think it's more important that you get comfortable with your workflow, and just kind of do what you would normally do. And, I think we're going to learn together, kind of like, it's kind of nice to have, this is kind of the reason why I wanted to have you on, is like everyone in the communities has their way of doing coding. So I'm going to learn just by watching you. And then, like there's no set standard, right? Like I have a way of doing things. I'm constantly changing the way I'm doing things, by the way, because I'm just trying to learn. So I always say, just,
Yeah, me too.
I'm gonna let you cook, bro. Let's go. Let me catch up with the
Okay,
comments a little
well,
bit. Yeah, let's go. Good morning. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, so far we literally just set up the Next.js project, installed ChatCN, and now we're just gonna talk to AI then for a moment.
Yeah, yeah.
We're literally just gonna say that, hello, Claude, or whatever. I mean, I don't usually do that, but
Yeah, you
this
could remove
time
that. Yeah.
let's do it. Hello, Claude. I just installed Next project in this repository. And I'm going to give it the app folder, and it's just going to scan everything that we have there, read all the files that we have, and understand that we are just starting out our project. Now, this is what I want to add first. We want to have a website. So yeah, let's give it some context about what we want to build first. So we want to build a website that will take uh, the new chat, the new Open AI. Is it called like GPT Image One?
Yes, exactly.
Um,
Hmm.
yeah. So we'll take the new OpenAI GPT Image One model and use the photos that we provide on the website and change the photos using a prompt that we will give it, that the user will specify. So I'm not sure if I'm too clear
No, it's perfect. Yeah,
about.
yeah. It's like very
Okay,
simple. Yeah. Maybe you want to tell it you're using
so
ShadCN as well or something.
yeah, Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I want to say next that like we want to have an image upload. Then below that, we want to have a text input where the user will specify the prompt, um, which will describe how the user wants to change the image uploaded, something like that, right?
Yeah.
So image first, then text box, and then uh, the user will put in what he wants to change in the image. Um, and we want to have a output image, the one that is generated below the um, user text input. Then, so I'm thinking to do it just literally like like vertically.
Ah,
So upload, uh, text input, and then result. And then if we do it vertically like that, we can change the layout very fast
I
later
see.
on.
Oh, okay. Got it. Yeah.
Uh,
Pretty cool.
maybe actually, maybe we should have separate like components for each of the things I mentioned. So the image upload, the text input, and the resulting image. And we will use these components in page.tsx.
Got it.
So that way we'll just, yeah, we'll have three components,
Hmm.
separate components like that,
Yeah.
and we can play around with layout
Mm.
later.
Before you do
Um,
anything, I want to see if you can go to that GitHub symbol and check the code in just so that we have like a working state. Because it'd be really interesting to see like how this prompt does in the future. Because we can like cursor will allow us to duplicate the chat and we can rerun it against like GPT-5 and see if anyone like
mhm.
does something better, right? So yeah, it'd be kind of cool to get that. Uh,
So you want to create a GitHub repository, right, where we can keep track of maybe two branches of, or what do you mean exactly?
in Cursor, you can actually do it all in the UI super fast. There's a little GitHub branch at the top left uh, there by the file. Yeah, that one. And you can just, hit the little stars to just generate this, or you can say initial commit or something like that in your. So yeah. And then if you commit it, like you could say, if you go to the changes, if you hit the plus sign, I think right next to the 6, like you should go to where, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So that'll stage everything. And then you can, in message, you can just say, initial commit or something. And then
Yep.
this will basically, yeah. And then you can basically publish the branch and it's going to ask you, do you want to do private or public? And then from there, yeah, that'll connect your GitHub and everything. Oh, I see. Let me just
Yeah.
get
Let's try
off the
that.
screen. Yeah. So I'm just going to remove the screen while you go ahead and kind of get that configured. So we don't expose anything for
Yep.
you.
Cool.
And so, yeah, once we get that set up, because GitHub, integration with Cursor is kind of cool too for like agents and things. And so, folks, what we're doing so far is basically we're going to have this like cool image app that's going to be allowing to take advantage of the OpenAI API with the high fidelity. So we're able to change aspects of things. It'd be kind of cool if we have like special images like this strawberry image that you have. Like I got this at the last OpenAI Dev Day. And it's like no one else has this unless you were specifically there or somebody was there working there. And so it'd be kind of cool if you drop like special digital merch to add to people. So like you upload your image and you can get this added, through our app, which would be kind of fun. And it's a really fun type of game because you can make unique assets. And then, in the future, we can possibly make money off this some more if we have like artists and we have like a marketplace. So if we have artists that help generate images, that get attached to it, and then it has our branding associated with it, it's kind of a cool two-way street. So people can participate. Artists can make really cool designs and glasses, like hand sketch stuff that looks really cool. And then it becomes part of your actual real slash digital world. And I think there's a really interesting app idea just from leveraging the OpenAI Images API. So at the first step that we need to do though, we need to kind of break down a little bit more of what is the app that we're doing? Let's just get a basic prototype working. What does something like that look like? Wire it up, make sure we can do that whole round trip, and then start to do really fun stuff from there. So what you're witnessing right now is just how we kind of go through the initial setup. And then later on, if you're going to want to come back to this video on demand, I will have timestamps down below. So the timestamps will mark out everything that we've done. So if you're more advanced and you're pretty familiar with this, you can just come back later in the stream. You'll see us progress a little bit further. We're kind of learning together, which is pretty fun. And it's kind of fun for me to watch Artem do this stuff. And then, we share knowledge back and forth on either techniques or stuff that we're doing, so that you can learn together with us. And this is kind of the community that we want to build. We want to be together coding with everyone. We got to share best practices and learn together. He's using the stuff in Cursor, and we can kind of see, let me know when it's ready to flip back, and I'll let you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
One sec. I'm just battling with setting up my VS Code with GitHub because I don't think I've ever done it.
Oh,
I usually
interesting.
just create a new repository in GitHub and then just
Oh,
push the existing code through
okay.
um, command lines.
Hmm.
Sorry, commands in terminal.
Got it.
But let me. I think I'm almost finished. Um, but yeah, it's a cool way it's a cool way to do it actually.
Hmm.
That you can just publish branch straight from your
Yes.
cursor or
Yeah.
VS Code.
So let me switch you back here.
Yeah,
Yeah. Cool.
I think it's worked.
Cool.
Yeah, it has worked.
Nice. Excellent.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this where we got left off.
Hmm.
Uh, I think I am just gonna run this
Hmm.
prompt.
Yes.
And thing is, because we're in ask mode,
Mm.
I'm just gonna ask it that. I'm just gonna ask it, what do you think is the best way to build an app like that?
I see.
And maybe it will give us some new ideas that we haven't thought about previously, how
Okay.
to start building this out.
Makes sense.
So let's see what it says. Me. So I think it's already starting to read all the files that we have.
I will act like the machine. I will help you build a website that uses OpenAI's new image editing capabilities. Let me first understand the current project structure. Hello there, darling. I've given you the component structure. Image upload, prompt input, generate image, image editor. And next, we go into the API integration. And today, we're also going to handle the state management. Oh my God, this is so funny. Oh yeah, somebody's talking
Yeah.
about Whisperflow. I do have a referral link. Let's see, rfer.me/whisper, WISPR, I think. Is that what it is? Yeah. So I'm gonna drop this right here in the chat because I know people are talking about this. Cool. Noise.
So okay,
I love
so this
Whisperflow.
how I usually like to go with understanding what AI wants to build for us.
Mm-hmm.
I usually do it through file structure because you can see what API calls it wants to make, what sort of components it wants to build for us.
Mm.
And it's saying that it wants to do 4 components: image upload, prompt input, generated image, and image editor. And I think previously it said that the image editor is the main container that orchestrates everything. But
Mm.
previously, I mentioned that we want to have all of these components on the page. So I'm going to ask it, does it want to just have the image editor in the page.tsx, and then the
Mm.
image editor will have all the 3 other components? So I
I
think
see.
it will be important for me to understand this personally so
Yes.
that I understand what AI wants to build for us.
True.
So I'm just going to ask it. So, image, um, what did it call it? Image editor
Mm-hmm.
.tsx. Do you want to put it into page.tsx, and the rest of the components that you mentioned, and I'm just going to copy paste these. So the rest of the components that you mentioned, will they be inside the image editor component? By the way, I don't know if you know this, Ray, but you notice how I start with like uh, literally the main thing that we want to talk about
Mm-hmm.
when I prompt
Mm.
AI. Um, I think I had an advice from someone that actually LLMs, they take the beginning and the end of the prompt and the words inside the beginning and
Yes.
the words inside the end. Like they put a lot of weight onto it. And so I think when AI gets confused, or
Mm-hmm.
if you want to direct it in a particular way, what I usually like doing, like myself,
Mm-hmm.
is I put the main thing we want to talk about in the beginning or in the
Wow.
end.
Wow.
Um,
Yeah, that makes sense. I've heard some similar things, and I like how you're actually doing this prompting here. It's kind of fun to watch you do this. It's actually I'm kind of learning some things. I wanted to see if you can like see if we can go and hit the duplicate button, and then see what GPT-5 would have given us. You know what I mean? So if you go to the chat, go up a little bit on your first output that came out. Not yet. In the same chat
oh,
window,
you mean,
there's like three little dots after your first output. Let's see.
yeah.
It's not export chat. If you go down, scroll this one. This one here. This is your first output, I think. Yeah. And then at the very
Hmm.
bottom of that first output, there's like three little to the right. Yeah. And then it says duplicate chat. Let's do that. I'm just kind of curious. I want to give this and then go back to your text editor up there where you put the prompt in and then change that from
Yeah.
that to GPT-5. I'm just really curious.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I'm just like I want to see side by side right now. Like we have a blank project, right? It should like there's nothing in here. I'm really curious to see what it's thinking, what it's gonna do. Like, we have to pull out the Snoop Dogg model and get high with everyone. Let's go. Oh man, yeah. Super pro tip. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I gotta move these comments. Maybe I'll move us up a little bit so the comments flow below. That'd be easier, I think. Yeah. Okay. I feel like YouTube Luddite here, but where would that link pop up? Codex. Oh, I think they're popping maybe in the chat. Wait, I never knew about the duplicate chat button. Oh, bro. Yeah. File Reaper, thank you so much for becoming a member. I think you
Yeah,
just
me
became
too.
a member. Yeah. Dude, that duplicate chat is like so perfect for stuff like this because we haven't written any code and you're still in ask mode. So like when you're asking, you can basically get two architects to kind of explain things, right? And it's such to
That's
me,
interesting.
like that's an interface that I can't really get in Claude Code. Like you can open up a new terminal and you can do -, resume, and then you can resume a previous chat. So that's kind of a way to duplicate it, So that's like if you're trying to do the same thing in Claude Code, you open up a new terminal window basically and just start to do that type of thing. So
That's actually very useful because I've noticed that if I do like a big project where I have to create a proper like product requirements doc, like write out all the basically features and the architecture of the app, I usually find myself doing exactly that. Like I go to ChatGPT, I prompt it, I try to explain what I'm trying to build, and it gives me a plan. Then I do the same with like literally all LLMs. I literally do it with DeepSeek, Claude, ChatGPT, like everything.
mm,
So this is actually a very useful feature that you can change the and get two opinions, right? And then you can combine features from like one suggestion into another. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm gonna be
yeah.
using that now from now on. Thanks.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, it's yeah, that's really cool. Somebody was talking about my coffee streams earlier. Yeah, I like the coffee streams where we just kind of hang out. I think that might be like a weekend thing because it's just nice and chill to kind of hang out with everyone. People don't really feel like we're in a rush or anything like that. Interesting point, Artem. Does that tip also apply to including files from Codebase with @cursor, or is it specifically regarding the text of the prompt, like as far as the beginning and the end for your prompting? I think it's so. What is not really clear to me is what Cursor is doing with the files that you add and where they put them in relevance when they actually send the request up. But I think the user instructions are probably the last ones that actually show up. So TBD, I guess you would just maybe experiment. It's a good question though. Oh yeah. So if someone's in the Discord, if you guys are in the Discord, feel free to share the links in there if you want to share your referral links. I think that's somebody was asking about Whisperflow referral. Yeah. I'm going to use the hell out of that. I knew about the Claude one, but not the Cursor one. Okay. Yeah. For the resume chats or the duplicate chats for sure. Yeah. Especially GPT-5. So what did GPT-5 kind of get us? It just wrote the code.
So yeah, it literally couldn't wait. It just wanted to get coding.
I see.
So it literally just gave us. So it was very similar actually to the response from Claude. So it did want to do. Let me scroll to the top. Okay, so this is where the response begins, right? So this is the top of the response from
Yeah.
ChatGPT 5. It said that it scanned everything and it proposed the image upload, the prompt input, and the resulting image. I think it proposed it because we like basically specified these exact three things that we want. It didn't do the
route handler
this
thing.
thingy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So Claude, he wanted to do this and put the three components inside the kind of like the parent, whatever, like the main component. Um, I think it's just like it got creative.
Got
So Claude got a little bit more creative than what we asked it to do. ChatGPT 5, I think it was just like more like it was following our exact directions more, I think. And that's why I gave like the three. Yeah. So what you want to do after that, I guess both of these models, they said that we need to do those three components. So should we just start making them?
Yeah. Yeah.
Starting from image upload.
Mhm.
Okay, actually, and yeah, maybe we can keep asking it. So like because the image upload, it will be connected to the API call that we're going to be making, right?
Right.
We will be sending the image to
That route.
the OpenAI API. So I actually want to get more details about how Claude wants to do it.
Got
So
it.
should we just ask it about that?
Yes. Yeah.
So okay, and I'm just gonna edit. By the way, this is my workflow that I usually do. So you remember, like I wanted to get more details about if we want to have this image editor,
Right.
and it will have the three components inside image editor. Because I got my answer already. It was a simple answer. I'll just go back and edit the second prompt that we did with Claude instead of this dumb question that I asked it about the image editor. And instead of that, I'm just going to ask it when we upload an image, how are we going to send it to OpenAI with the user's prompt? I mean, again, this is actually a very dumb question as well, I feel.
No, man. Dude, as long as you're learning, I think that's what counts, man. Because if you knew it, you would code it. That's the whole point. That's why these LLMs are here. Like they're here to help us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, because I actually really like to direct to not write a single line of code in my apps when I vibe code them. And the only way to do that, I feel, is to like talk to AI a lot so that it's very in context of what you're trying to do. And then you can actually like, yeah, like write apps without writing a single line of code.
That's
And so this is
amazing.
what we're leading, this is what we're going towards, I think, in this tutorial
Can you
by
explain a little bit
accident.
more of your background, which is kind of the reason why I also wanted to have you on the show, is because like we have different backgrounds and we can achieve like similar results, right? It's like from lots of experience to, tell people a little bit more about you.
Yeah, well, my background, I actually never went to like uni to do computer science. I mean, I did physics as my bachelor, but uh, basically, I learned coding uh, just by, uh, like Googling, you could say. So, like, my journey of coding started with me wanting to create a project. Um, but I couldn't use like existing templates that were already out there. And by templates, I mean like a Webflow or
Ah,
Framer wasn't even around
mm,
when I wanted to do my app,
mm,
because yeah, the functionality there is very limited. So I'm like, okay, I might be forced to code this thing that I want to do. And so I literally just started to Google, like, I want to build this. How do I do it? Actually, I was doing the same thing that we're doing now, but with Google back then, right?
I see.
Um, and
Wow.
so literally Google would just give me like, okay, this is how you probably like build a website. You got to use React, and I'm like, oh
Oh,
my god, what is React? And I start googling, okay, what is React? Then Google is like, okay, there's React, but there's also Angular and Vue, and you're like, okay, what's Angular and Vue? You Google that, you understand what these frameworks do, then you're like, okay, React is probably best for me. And so this is how I literally just started coding.
amazing.
And yeah, since then, I just practiced, I guess.
That's
I
cool.
mean, I'm still not good, uh, but,
But you're shipping apps,
with
man.
literally,
I found your template. I was like, this template cooks, bro. Like you're cooking, you're like using everything you possibly can. And right now, here you are in Cursor asking more questions to get that clarity, folks. So don't be scared. Ask those questions. It's never a dumb question. It's going to help you get that understanding. So then now, you see what Artem is doing? He's being an orchestrator right now. He is cooking. My guy, drop the chef's hat, drop the flame emojis in the chat, drop the cook in the chat right now. If my boy, if you guys get down with this cooking stuff, my friend, like don't feel discouraged. You don't have to be he's not like an expert level architectural engineer doing it for 20 years type of thing. My boy is just cooking, like literally cooking. Like nothing's going to stop him right now. We have a mission. We're going to make the app and we're going to make 3 commas right now.
literally, I think the start is very slow, but I think because the app is so like easy actually to do, I think we'll have something working in like 10 to 15 to 20 minutes. I'm thinking like
Facts.
20 minutes,
Yeah.
we will already have all of this working, because yeah, like I'm asking it, how do we upload an image? It's saying, okay, file upload. I think base 64 just means that it's going to convert it somehow, and to be able to send it to OpenAI. Um, and so we don't even need to know how this is going to be happening.
Right.
Um, so I think this is actually enough of an answer for me, um, that it's gonna. So actually, you know what? It's not enough for me, because it's not um, saying that we're going to append the user prompt, when we send the image to
Mm,
OpenAI.
mhm.
Um, so let's ask it, um, were you planning to add the user's prompt with the image when you send it to OpenAI? Yes, absolutely. The user's prompt is essential. So it's saying that when we call OpenAI image editing endpoint, we will send both the image and the user's prompt.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's good to hear. So is it just going to be form data? So actually, in the example that you had in V0,
Mm-hmm.
it was, where was it? So it's not here, but, so this is the endpoint, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's saying form data. So
Mm-hmm.
maybe we have to look at somehow how we can do it with form data as well in
Mm-hmm.
our app.
Yeah.
So even though it's saying that we will send the user's prompt with the image to OpenAI, my question is, where are we gonna get the user's prompt to be able to send it in the API request? Let's see what it says. So it will come from the prompt input component. This component will capture the user's text input. And then, okay. So this is why I wanted to do this image editor, like parent component, is because it would manage all of the kind of like
States.
info
Mm-hmm.
from the different components.
Mm-hmm.
Using both in API call. When the user clicks generate, we'll have both pieces. Okay.
Nice.
Okay, and it gave us this structure summary. Okay, so let's see. State. So state. This is the important thing. This is where the user input is going to get into the kind of API request, because we're going to basically collect the state. It's just a fancy word of like, we're going to get the image and we're going to get the user's prompt, and that would be our state basically, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we can send it to OpenAI. Okay. Sends both to API, UI layout. Okay. So, I think at this point,
Mm-hmm.
the LLM and me,
Yeah.
we both have enough context about how everything is going to work. So, I'm just going to say, let's try building this out step by step. Think hard. Don't miss little details. The architecture you suggested looks fine. Ray, do you have any suggestions maybe of like what we want to do before we actually like start the build out? What
I
do you
I
think?
think one thing would be to see, like, because I'm just interested in the Vercel AI SDK, and maybe seeing if it can do some research for us, perhaps in a duplicate chat. But you see that little 3% next to your right to the right of your, go make your mouse move to the right where we had duplicate chat down below, right there.
Yep.
So that's, you've only used 3% of your context window, which is super sweet. Like, you haven't really used a lot. So you still have a lot of room to play. And this is probably like, I'm thinking, what if we just duplicate this chat and go down this other like rabbit hole for temporary thing? Because we could just always throw it away, right? And you can say, what would this look like if we bring in the AI SDK from Vercel? And please use the web to look that up. Maybe we'll just give it the specific AI SDK with the image generation in there. Because one of the things that it can give us is like the team at the who works on the AI SDK has a lot of error handling, has retries, has a lot of different parameters that are baked in, and type safety as well. So that's a huge advantage in TypeScript, and maybe that can actually save us a lot of code generation if we're just kind of going to steer it that way. And so what maybe you need to do, and maybe what we need to get in synergy with the AI, is to understand what parts of this type of app that we're going to be building up is going to be able to take advantage of that, so that we can kind of understand when code is generated, that's not good. Like we should try again, or we should probably go a different route. So just kind of, you know, duplicating it and then just kind of going back into ask mode and kind of asking more questions. Maybe grabbing the AI SDK from the web and seeing.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's a great suggestion, actually. So I just duplicated the chat,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it's actually going to become our main one, actually, because let's literally let's ask. I actually want to use Vercel's AI SDK.
V5.
Sorry.
I think they call it AI SDK 5 or V5.
V5.
Yeah.
Okay. To instead of the raw OpenAI API,
Mm-hmm.
the so then I'm gonna ask it to please go on the web, and I'm gonna tag web in cursor and research about the latest GPT image 1 models, or how do I put it? About the latest GPT image 1.
Yeah. Maybe give it the exact dash image, GPT dash image dash 1. Yeah. So that way it will rank higher in terms of its weight. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
AI SDK functionality.
Mm-hmm.
Don't write any code, just research for now. Understand how Vercel's AI SDK and GPT image 1 can be used to in our app. I think so. Let's do that. It's gonna give us some search results back, and also I think you had a lot of documentation about Vercel's AI SDK image stuff, right?
Oh, I see. Like,
Is
yeah.
is this the one?
Generate image. Yeah. That's one of them. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me see if it says high fidelity on there. Let's see. Does it prompt size, aspect ratio, model, provider options? Maybe. Let's see. Specific provider options, I think. Yeah. Oops. Yeah. Oh, I see. It's asking you to confirm. Got it. Oh, nice. God, I love their new animations. They're so cool.
True. And it's searching 3 web pages at a time as well. That's
Wow.
new as well, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think I've seen that before. That's hot, man. It's really cooking. Yo, big shout outs. People are giving you a shout out because they love the template that you've made, by the way. So the template you have for convex, clerk, the billing stuff, like, dude, your boy is cooked. I'm not playing, man.
Thanks so much, guys.
Dude, it's so cool to just be able to bring him on the chat, you know, discover him. We like 10 subscribers. So if you haven't a chance, definitely check his YouTube channel. I've linked it in the description as well. So you know, make sure you can go ahead and check that out. Yeah. Oh, I think somebody was asking earlier on the chat about how long has it been since you first started coding?
Well, I think it's 10 years. So I was surprised myself when I was like, okay, so how much of coding experience do I have? And I've actually started coding like 10 years ago in year 1 of uni. And it was Python. It was for physics. So it wasn't like deep, proper, like computer science coding. But yeah, 10 years ago, but it was mostly Python. Then I didn't code for a while, actually. And I've properly started coding, like you could say, like almost every day, I think, for the past 2 years. So the past 2 years, I've been coding a lot, a lot. Before that, I wasn't really.
Wow.
Um,
That's cool. And then it's probably gotten more with AI because you can actually do more stuff that you think about, right?
it's crazy how much new stuff you can actually do with AI because, yeah, I was coding before AI, and um, your apps would have the functionality that wouldn't like that you would come up with, right? But nowadays, you can build apps that have AI functionality baked in, which means that, for example, nowadays you can, I don't know, take a Discord channel, right? Get all the messages in the channel, and then you can use those messages in the channel as context to AI, and you will have an app that will essentially be able to do all sorts of analytics on top of a Discord channel or on
Wow.
top of anything, right? And so basically, what I'm trying to say is that as soon as you have AI um, at the back of your app, at the back of your website, you get all the like AI functionality in your app, which is crazy, right?
Wow. Yeah.
Before you couldn't do that. You would use some sort of like package, for
Mm.
example. You could, yeah, but those packages that you would use were never as powerful
Wow.
um, as they can be now, basically.
Looks
Um,
like we have some results now too, based on my research. Here's what I discovered.
yeah, let's check it out.
Wow.
So Vercel AI SDK v5 advantages. Okay, this is exactly what we wanted to hear, right? Like, why would we want to use AI SDK from
Right.
Vercel? So it abstracts away the complexity, uh, exactly as you said, Ray. Um, Framework integration, optimized for Next. Exactly. Um, that's perfect for us. Provider abstraction. What does that mean? Easy to switch between different AI providers if needed. That's true, right? Because I mean, it will not be true for us specifically. I guess
In
there are
the
a couple
future.
of like, there is the regular OpenAI image gen stuff, right?
Hmm. There are, I
Not the
think,
new one.
FAL and a bunch of other new providers too that have like better models now. They're like dropping like all this past week or so. Everyone's kind of been dropping their own versions. So for us, we could just literally just if there's too much traffic on one, we can route it to another or something like that. But um, not being able to rewrite code or write provider specific things is going to save us a lot. Yeah.
True, very true. Okay. And error handling, again, as you mentioned. Okay, super cool. Um, oh, okay. It researched about the model capabilities. That was a lot of research.
Yeah,
Great job.
it did. Yeah, Cursor
Okay.
cooked.
Okay, two main modes that are relevant to our app. Image gen, create completely new images from text prompts, and the editing, the image editing. Okay, this is what we need. Yes, you get me. Thank you, AI. Uh, implement with Vercel AI SDK v5. So it's already suggesting us how we can implement uh, Vercel's AI SDK.
That's hot.
Okay, should we just do it? I
Yeah, I'm done.
think
Yeah, I think we got enough. Curious if you scroll down to see how much context it used. I'm just really curious. Yeah, boom.
6%.
Like that's
Boom.
that's so cool. Yeah, the efficiency is really nice in Cursor. Actually, I must say.
Okay, I really uh, like um, what you've cooked. um, I like the Vercel V5 with Vercel AI SDK V5 with GPT image 1 functionality. Um, let's try building this app step by step. Um, so I think let me just do one more ask.
Mhm.
What should our first step be?
Good point.
And then after it does the first step, I'm just gonna say, let's do it. Literally, I can
Oh, before
prepare the
we,
next prompt.
yeah, we should probably write out the like the slash cursor rule thing. you think? Or we'll
Let's
do that
try it.
later.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe after the
So
first scaffold, like after maybe a couple more.
and so so what will the cursor rules give us basically?
The consistency. So when it's generating the code, it knows about like your shadcn thing that you're using. You're going to prefer PNPM, like a little bit more about the history of the chat as well. So I think you can give it a prompt saying, these are the things I prefer. Can you write this into my cursor rules file or something like that? Because there's like you know how Claude Code has the init command. I think you could do that here in cursor as well.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. Actually, you know what? Let's edit the prompt that we just did, the ask prompt.
Okay.
So in this one, where we say that I like what you're suggesting, should we just say, can you create a short implementation plan, maybe,
Yeah, that's a good idea.
and
Yeah.
cursor rules with the like how
With,
should I say it?
with my
Cursor
text
rules
that include my
with what?
text,
Sorry.
or that include my tech stack. Yeah.
Okay, tech stack.
Which is like you could even call that out specifically, like PNPM, like installing UI components with shadcn UI using the like PNPM, whatever the command is for the, or yeah, with PNPM or something. Okay, cool. I think that's a good start. Maybe, yeah. Tailwind v4, I think as well. Yeah.
Tailwind v4.
Right.
Was it v4?
I think so.
How do I check?
Let's see.
It could be. Oh, is it? Let's just skip the tailwind.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
We don't know what the version is.
YOLO.
It's probably v4 actually. You know what? I think it's v4.
Package.json?
I think it's v4.
Yeah, if you go to package command P and then type in package.
Where?
Package.json file. Not the lock file, but the package.
Okay.
Yeah. And then scroll through there, you should see Tailwind. Tailwind merge, Tailwind. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
So Tailwind v4, and then also Vercel AI SDK v5.
Yeah. Perfect. That's hot.
Is that everything? Did we forget anything?
We can always go back, right? The revert thing is pretty strong.
Sure. Okay, awesome. Let's
YOLO,
let's
fam.
just see what it does.
YOLO. Bro, somebody in the Discord is like, Ray plus Artem is the Beyonce Jay-Z of coding. Bruh. Y'all are killing me right now. This is so funny though. Nice prompting. Yeah, in the package you get JSON, you see what version is pulled. Yep. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I know. People are like, the ingredients are here. It's like, I mean, it's really important to spend a lot of time in this little planning phase because you're going to see the dividends pay off. Like, it's going to feel like we're just flying after here. It's because we have the base set up pretty strong. That sometimes it's hard to see, but I wanted to make sure that we were able to capture that for you today in this live. So if you're tuning in, if you're doing the video on demand, by the way, all the timestamps will be processed after the video, and you'll be able to see all the stuff below. And so we're using a combination of like GPT-5, what's happening over in with Claude Sonnet inside of Cursor. And I mean, it's a little bit different from just straight up Claude Code. And we're kind of witnessing some of the power of the capabilities, especially the agentic stuff. That's really cool here. Oh, it's asking about the project manager thing.
That's so cool. So Cursor Cursor noticed that we're using all of these like this tech stack, right? And it asked me like, this project uses PNPM as the package manager, and I can just press accept.
Wow.
And I think it kind of does the cursor rule thing that you mentioned, Ray.
Yes.
But we're still gonna do the cursor rule. 100%.
Oh my God,
So
look at all
for
those
some reason,
tasks. Wow.
so it did a big to-do list of what we need to do. And it also gave us a markdown for the cursor rules, but it didn't write it into a file. And that's because I
Ah,
think we were like using the ask mode for a
okay.
long time.
Mm-hmm.
And so it didn't have time to like switch properly.
I
So
see.
I'm just gonna like in agent mode say create like files for the cursor rules and the implementation plan.
I see. Epic.
So
Oh, it says ready to start building. We can bin. Okay, got it. Okay. Yeah. Ooh,
yeah.
nice. Does it?
Okay, so
Oh, I put into the
awesome.
root. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. So I think previous versions of Cursor actually like struggled with like creating cursor rules for some reason.
I see.
Well, at least I remember it struggling
Hmm.
because it's the like I think it's like MDX file or something like that. It's not the .md, not the regular Markdown file,
Hmm.
but some.
We may
Um,
have to move the cursor rules file because I think it's like dot cursor rules slash something. I forget what it is.
yeah.
Right. But
Okay.
we'll let it like finish. And then what we can do is, yeah.
Yeah, this is what I mean though, right? So
Mm-hmm.
he did struggle. I thought this is the new format,
Mm-hmm.
how cursor reads rules, but if you're
Ooh,
saying that
I
you actually got
actually
to
don't
put it
know.
in,
Let me see.
I don't know as well.
Go to go into the chat where it says plan search build anything down there, by the way. And then if you
Uh,
go into the actual chat
where?
where your agent's at, yeah, and
Yep.
in the text box put slash generate cursor rules, yeah, and then just maybe at the file saying, can you
Oh,
reference at cursor rules, you know, where at or just drag that file from the
yep.
left of the file, yeah, that one. Whoops, yeah. Please
Mm-hmm.
generate the cursor rules based off of this file. And
Yep.
then we could probably remove it.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, like I'll convert. See, it kind of got that, has that context. It's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Noise.
Okay. So let's just run it. It will say that it's already exists.
Yeah.
I
If
think.
you're doing the dash P, it'll like, if it sees it there, it won't override it. That way you won't
Mm-hmm.
lose any files. Ooh, project setup.mdc. Ooh. Whoa, look at this, bro. It broke it
Yeah.
out into
So
different
it's
files. Yeah.
it started creating cursor rules for the implementation plan. I think.
I mean, that's nice actually. Because you just see where it's actually
That's
running the rules. So whenever it's writing stuff into the slash API route, it's going to follow these conventions. That's actually super hot.
yeah, interesting.
We're asking a smarter agent to oh, look at, yeah, read through this stuff that it actually outputs for why it did this. I'm really curious. um
Um, so key benefits, you mean, right?
mhm.
Or something else?
You know, right there is pretty good too. Yeah. So you see where it says globs and descriptions. So the globs are going to tell the AI agent when it goes into those specific directories to run those rules files. So similar to like Claude MD files, you can put Claude MD files in these specific folders. In Cursor, you basically would define them as a glob up above. So that way you're not copying and pasting these different files into different places. It would just automatically run. And it's kind of cool because we did that slash in it. We told it to write the tech stack for the rules, but then it took that to the next level by doing the slash generate rules, which is something I actually haven't done, but just watching you do it now, it's going to be part of my new workflow, bro. I'm going to put that in my bag now. That's cool. Wow.
Nice.
Wow.
And yeah, by the way, these are red only because we don't have these files yet. So as soon as we create an API folder inside our app folder, it's not going to be red. So it's actually not an error. So it's all good.
Cool.
So do you want to read what it
Oh
gave
yeah.
out?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I usually yeah, we always got to like double check. We can't just rely on AI
Vibes.
all the time. Um,
I agree.
or maybe we can.
No, 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 no. Let's just do a quick review. I mean, like at least a review. Because
Yeah. So it yeah uh, it does. So yeah. Okay. So it does use generate image. This is exactly what you said we need to use.
ah,
Um, from the V5 AI SDK from Vercel.
mhm.
Perfect. Um, it didn't get all of this stuff. Maybe at some point we'll have to like give it
You
all
don't
of
have to
the.
because the types, whenever you're using TypeScript, whenever you call like that function or you import it, all the types are going to be like basically it's all going to be in the actual system. And so when the AI is going through, it's going to be like, hey, I can have access to these types as for this specific version, and then it'll figure out how to do the rest of it from there. They'll probably pass that in as part of its context. I'm pretty sure Cursor does that in the background for you.
Awesome. Okay. All right. Then I think it just uh, this is very basic rule. I
Hmm.
think.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, super simple. Um, I don't know what this is. Image handling, handle image uploads as base 64. Okay, that's useful. Validate file types and sizes. Um, Not sure if we need that. We do need the file type validation, but not the size. Um, well, let's leave it in. Converts formats is needed. Wow. Okay. Are you sure we need that? Convert formats is needed. PNG preferred. Not sure what this means actually.
Let's
What this means
you
actually.
can clone this and just go to ask mode. You know, like we're just like duplicating chats all
Oh,
over the
true,
place, right? You know, I feel like we can
true,
get
true.
some more clarity on that just by creating a new chat, like or duplicating the chat and just saying, hey, do we really need to do this, or do we, you know?
Okay. Well, actually, you know what? It's a minor thing. So maybe we can just like leave it in, and if it starts doing something weird with file conversions, we can just always stop it and then delete it from the cursor rules. Maybe. Um, so security and validation, validate, sanitize user inputs. That's actually pretty important when you're
Hmm.
building AI apps.
Yes.
Um, keep API keys in environment variables, basic stuff.
Hmm.
Okay, APIs, one of the main things.
Hmm.
What else did it do? Let's keep all.
Yeah.
Component guidelines. So this is all the Shadcn UI stuff.
Hmm.
Not interesting. AI image editor project setup. So this is where I think it got our stack.
Hmm.
Um,
That's nice.
the dependencies,
With PNPM, that's
the
hot.
DLX Shadcn.
Oof.
Nice.
Bro, we're
Very
about to be
nice.
unstoppable right now. We're gonna fly so high.
Yeah.
Oh my
Styling
gosh.
guidelines.
Ooh. I oh, that's the other thing.
Is that useful?
What if we, before we start generating code, give it that screenshot and say,
Hmm.
like, start to iterate on the design rules, right? Because it's already thinking about design guidelines. Maybe this is a good time to say, you know, like actually generating the styles, so then it kind of does this type of iteration. I don't know. What do you think? Like, or should we just get the basic prototype
Uh,
working? Yeah, maybe we'll just get the
um,
because I feel like once we start to generate a lot of code to go back and add, you know, I feel like we should start out with a good foundation of like, and that's the whole point of the Shadcn design system, right? Is that like we'll have one definition in our, you know, our CSS file that will describe like the techniques that we want to use, right? Since it's still in its infancy.
true.
I mean, we try. I mean,
You
like, you
know,
know what? We can check the code in that we have now, right? Because we can always roll it back, right?
yes. First of all, true, 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 true. I think your suggestion is actually great because it will be difficult. Like as soon as our like thingy grows,
Yeah.
it will be difficult to change all the styles for everything.
Hmm.
So, do you actually want to do it? I think we can do it. Um, I'm just thinking of the best way to do it.
Where's that?
Should
Go
we
to that
just,
global CSS there, and that's this one here. Yeah, I think it might describe
yeah,
it. A
let's
lot of
check.
it maybe described it there. I'm hoping. Primary colors,
It will describe the colors,
layout, dark,
but
body,
I'm not sure if it's gonna
typography.
do the like different button styles.
Mm-hmm. Micro animations. It does have the different button styles there. Yeah, interactive state. Yeah, hover, drop zone
Okay.
state. Yeah, it has the different like really fun patterns, keyframes. Oh my gosh. Wow, even a shake for the
That's a
air.
big file. Okay, we're just halfway through this big file.
It could be slop, right? I
Oh my
mean,
god.
but like maybe we'll just start with the fun part, like really lightweight, right? We're just trying to keep everything as lightweight as possible. Just because we have like a full entire buffet doesn't mean we have to eat everything off of it, right? We're just gonna amuse bouche. We're just gonna pick up a little things here and there. We're gonna sample. We're gonna do some things. Okay, yeah, that's a good point. So yeah, we'll probably when we like everything we like here, we'll just check in the code and then maybe get a like minimal design system is maybe what I'll call it. It's like, hey, let's just create a really quick minimal design system. This is the pattern that we're going for, and then give it the screenshot. And like we're using Tailwind CSS v4, like what are the different conventions and things we need so that when we generate the different components for our UI UX, we'll want to make sure that we have this type of styling as well. That's cool.
Okay, so you do want to do that right now, right? So should we just give it a screenshot or the global CSS or both? How do you want to do
I
it?
think we'll
Or
do this. I think this like these LLMs are so good at understanding what to do from a screenshot. I think so. But like, yeah, if we check the code in with the rules and stuff that you have now, I think that'll be a good point for us. Because if we ever just want to revert back, we're just like, okay, let's just go back. This went really horrible. We should be able to quickly snap back without much things. So in the Git tree up above, like, yeah, you should be able to, because we have it all set up inside of Cursor, you should be able to now.
okay, so let's commit.
Yeah, fix it. Cool.
And then let's try playing around with this styling stuff,
Guidelines.
right?
Yeah.
So I think let's check. So we have 13% of the context in.
Mm-hmm.
I think we can afford to actually, without duplicating a
Right.
chat, to add this styling here. I mean, we can duplicate it just in case, right? Actually, yeah, that's a good idea.
Mm.
But in that same, sorry?
Oh no, I'm just excited. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited too. Um, but yeah, I think this is what I usually like doing, right?
Mm.
If we give this is the other option that we can do. We can create a new chat completely from scratch
Ah.
and say that, okay, this is the screenshot,
Oh
change the
yes.
styling guidelines to to be like in the screenshot,
Let's
right?
do that.
But what
Clean.
I'm afraid
Oh.
what's going to happen
Okay.
is that like the previous window that
Mm-hmm.
we have,
Mm-hmm.
it's not going to know about the new like styling guidelines. It's not going to be in the context.
I
And
see.
so it might, for example, like not use the cursor rule.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it might just like make our like this cursor rule kind of irrelevant because we're so deep in the context of this chat already. So I think we should just like give it the screenshot in here.
Sure. Yeah, we could try both.
As
Because like I don't feel we've introduced any context rot, and we're still kind of going through, and that stuff is still really relevant, and we have a huge runway for the context. So, yeah.
okay. So should we use this image or like which image should we use?
Let's do the next
I
one
kind
after
of
you select an image. Yeah, the next one because it should be able to figure
yes.
it. Yeah,
So let's select some type of image.
perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, that's perfect.
And
Great
let's
screenshot.
take this screenshot. Let's say the cursor rules you've done are great. However, I want to improve our styling guide before we start building out the project.
And then add the styling guide. Yeah.
Sorry?
Make sure you add the file, like the add styling guide or whatever it is, so it can kind of.
Yeah, 100%. So use the image attached and let's tag it. Can we tag it?
Oh, it's already attached, so it's already.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think it's already here.
Yeah.
So use the image attached. Understand the style, the styling used in the image with the colors, like fonts. What else? Like button styles, text input styling, all of the styling and the general vibe of the design. And then improve our styling guides.mtc to have these styles. Then after that, so just do this, and then we will go to the next step, implementation. Awesome. So now it knows exactly what we want to do.
Let's go. Let's see. Looking at the attached image.
It can see a sleek modern design with specific styling patterns.
Yeah, we'll see how this turns out because I'm curious. Like, we didn't drop the Tailwind v4, but it should pick that up from the rules file. But we'll see. Like, I'm really curious.
I think so. And the reason
in the
for that is
context,
because
that's right.
literally,
yeah,
in the previous messages we were just talking about Tailwind v4, so it shouldn't forget that we're using this. So okay, let's see what it did. Pink, blue. Typography, bold, chunky display for font headers. Okay, good.
So one thing that kind of doesn't look right is the fact that it's writing it like in Tailwind v3 formats, which is like in the component names, versus using the new Tailwind v4 like token system. And so maybe that's something that we can like go back instead of like maybe explicitly tell it to do that, right?
Okay, you're right.
Yeah.
So where should we say this?
At the very end, like here's an example of it using the old thing, but we want to actually use the new token system or something like that. So
should we just like edit the prompt?
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. At the very
So at these styles, don't forget we are using Tailwind v4.
And
then
maybe
I'm going to delete this.
Yeah. You can even say look on the web for the understanding how, yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
Let's see what this does.
Continue over. Yeah. Because we should just be able to write it in one like file, and then it would just call like the primary and the secondary colors instead of us like writing in for every component. That'd be kind of massive waste. Then it becomes hard to update, your styles.
True. The one problem that we could have is that if we only have that in the styling guides, basically, I think the proper way to do it is through configuring the global CSS, I
Yes.
think, though,
Yeah.
and not through cursor rules.
Yeah.
And we can do that through, like all these like tweaks and
Exactly.
thingy.
Maybe we can give it some of that context, like you described it to me. Like our goal is going to be to want to use tweak.cn, and tweak.cn gives us these outputs or something, and that way it knows that it should be expecting that when it's writing the components.
Thing is, I think actually, like once we have even the
Like,
basic design ready,
got it.
we can just change the global CSS file
Okay.
to anything that we want
Right.
later, and
Yes.
that will change like everything.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, let's just go with that. And
so
then we're still early enough in the project where it doesn't really matter. Okay. This was just like a silly, wild experiment to see what would happen.
yeah, let's still finish it. So it's
Yeah.
still gonna like update the styling guidelines, and
Yes.
let's see what the behavior will be, because maybe
Maybe it
it will
cooks.
literally just do the entire thing, yeah, from the beginning without this global CSS stuff.
Oh, whoa.
Nice
It
colors.
literally just wrote it into the file. Oh my God, that's hilarious, actually. It just wrote it into here, but I was like, wow. Oh, I
Ooh,
like
it's
that it
big.
gave it
It's
examples
big.
though. Yeah. But I think we may
Mhm.
want to have it eventually just write it out, like you're saying. We could just throw it away. I think it seems to understand it though. Or we can say, maybe we'll just put that as some type of design guideline, style guideline, theme directive usage. I mean, we don't have to keep that as a cursor rules file. We can just call it in whenever we need it to. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because is it
we
at the
can
very
we can
top? Is it,
specify that.
yeah, say manually or something? Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh,
Let's do
wait,
that.
it's only, yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, manually. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that way it's when it's running, we would just call it. Because previously, I think it was just using it when it was like it's star.css and global CSS or something like that. Okay, that makes
Mhm.
sense. Yeah. Okay, that's cool.
Okay.
That's hot.
So
See,
now
ladies and gentlemen,
implementation.
this
I
is
can't
how
wait.
you make a design guideline. So let's just kind of rewind back for those who are just joining in and kind of figuring out. So if you're just hopping in the stream, basically what we're trying to do is make this like image uploader app. And I'll just show you a little bit what's going on my screen. And so we have this type of thing where we want to take the image, we want to take advantage of OpenAI's new API, which will allow us to keep our face there. And the advantage of us doing this is the fact that we want to make these digital assets like this special strawberry. You cannot get this strawberry unless you were at the OpenAI Dev Day last year in October. And so imagine being able to get digital assets like this that you can add to your images, or like special sunglasses, and then add them to your images. But what's going to be interesting is as this app will evolve later in the future, we're going to see if we can reach out to our favorite artists and see if they want to generate art for it. So that way, when you participate in this, your images can be transformed. And then the artist and you, like by you participating, everyone can exchange money, and it actually supports the artist, right? So if you do good artwork and make cool digital assets, maybe we'll have this basically a platform that will allow us to, that not only do we code it together, but we're actually going to be able to connect all these different concepts, right? And the advantage of using OpenAI and these other model providers is that they now can keep your face exactly the same as you look, right? You can combine yourself and another person like hugging or doing something fun just with one prompt. And so this is kind of the magic we're trying to unlock. And so if you're kind of new here, people have wanted to see, how do you go from the very beginning of this app, and then how do you kind of build this out? So this is kind of like part one of many series, and this is going to turn into a video on demand. So when this live stream is over on YouTube, I'm going to process it, and it's going to take you through the timestamps. So if you want to ever get started, it's been really good. So at the beginning of this live stream, we had Artem walk us through kind of that process, getting the app installed, using the PNPM command to initialize the Next.js, framework, how to actually install, shadcn and kind of what that command looks like. And now we're going through the setup of like research of like what specific frameworks, what's the UI stuff we're going to pull in. And then now we finally generated the design document. So that design document is going to help us basically get organized so that when we generate code and the design styles, we want to get right up front at the very beginning with the LLM to say, don't write it in the sloppy way you're used to and trained to. We have a much better document that you should reference when writing the code. So that way we get better consistency in our output. And it's okay if you're coming at this as a beginner, because some folks were joining and were able to see how we prompt the model, ask the questions, understand how the API works. And that's super important when you're making this type of software, to just not go in completely blindfolded, to go in at least with some type of plan of attack. And so you're able to kind of take in a lot of information, and that's kind of what we're working with here. So damn, that's pretty much a big recap, I guess. Anything else to add you want to add?
No, I'm just excited to actually see some code get generated for the stuff we're building. And actually, I have an idea. Maybe we can duplicate, because we are about to start like getting the actual UI ready for us. Maybe we should see what Claude does and what GPT-5 does.
Ooh.
So I'm just gonna checkpoint with committing our stuff.
Heck yeah. Oh, that'd be fire. Oh, wow.
Let's try it. I'm actually excited to see what's gonna happen. So let's duplicate the chat again. We have like 5 duplicates now.
My guy is cooking. Bro, also smash the thumbs up and the like, man. This Artem has been absolutely destroying this stream, burning the house down, and he has so much value right now. Mr. M Spin just dropped $4.99. It says, appreciate the recap. Let's cook. I'm just going to send this to Artem, because we're going to be doing a lot of OpenAI requests and my boy on his account. So I'm going to make sure you get those dollars right now, because it's going to cost some money. And I want to make sure that I don't make you go broke, bro. We're doing this live on stream. Yeah.
Okay. So GPT-5, should we let it cook? GPT-5?
Yeah. GPT-5. Let's go. Let's go.
And then in this tab, where is it? Is it the latest one? Oh my God, I lost it. So this is the GPT-5 tab. Where is the? I think.
If you go to the history, that little rewind clock, that'll also give you a sequential up and down. Yeah.
True. Okay, but I think we're in the correct one now. So, and this one uses Claude, and let's paste in the exact same thingy. And let's start it to. Oh wait, actually,
agent mode versus chat mode.
We gotta let GPT-5 finish it, I think, first.
Oh, right, because it's gonna kind of conflict. Yeah.
So let's switch to GPT-5 and see what it comes up with. Then we can check out the design it makes, and then do the same thing with Claude, I guess.
Yeah. We can check it in, make a new branch, and see what happens after that. It'd be kind of fun. Yeah, we're feeling it right now. Someone's like, hey, it's just wondering, is it easy with zero coding knowledge? Just wanted to make a local app that cuts out audio and videos that are classed as silence. I'd say just give it a shot. Something like this you can make, in Cursor. Just start prompting and asking, what type of frameworks and things that you would want to use for this. Even just say, hey, I'm not sure how to do this. What should I do? What should we pull in? It's going to start to describe it for you. Definitely super awesome. Wow. Cool. So right now, what it's doing, it's referencing we've also had Cursor generate its own rules files for itself. And so in order to do that, we had it sort of scaffold this just general rules file. And then Cursor has a /generate rules command line. And then we also gave it the rules file that it generated and say, please help generate the rules. So Cursor was smart enough to see that initial markdown file and then generate separate files. And it got super smart about understanding, you're doing API integration. Let me just kind of fill out more details. So whenever we're hitting the /API route with the agent, it's now going to go in there and it's going to have more description about what we're doing with our overall plan. And because we had this chat that we kept going, we didn't use up a lot of context window, which was really nice because it was really based around research. And then from there, what ended up happening is that all that context slid right into the rules file. So that way we didn't have to exhaust ourselves trying to re-explain everything. And it was a huge advantage. And along the way, if you haven't found out yet, you can actually duplicate the chat in Cursor on the bottom, like right corner there. It says like little dots and it'll say duplicate chat. So that will allow you to experiment. You can throw it away if it doesn't really work. And it's kind of a really nice way to work if you're just testing different ideas. We were even able to compare GPT-5 to Claude Sonnet, and GPT-5 wanted to just write out all the code for us, where we just had a better conversation with Claude Sonnet 4 inside of Cursor and just went back and forth. And it just seemed more dialed in for us, right? And GPT-5 wanted to just go immediately right into the code because it's like, it's following instructions. And so we're still kind of learning how to play with the model, and it's really important to play around with it, which is kind of why it's really nice to be on stream here live and then kind of share back and forth and see how we can build this together. It's really cool. Whoa, it installed the components and everything? Holy smokes.
Yeah.
Bro. I love this part.
I think
this is like my favorite parts.
so. What it did. Look at this. Okay.
Wow.
So I think it did everything. Just one-shotted our app, I think, by accident. So we didn't need the step-by-step plan. It just one-shots things, I guess.
Bro. That's absolutely crazy.
So you want to check it out? Do we run PNPM dev? Okay.
Or install, right? Or is it everything's already installed, right? Theoretically.
Well, let's see. If we get an error.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
The moment of truth.
So it says it's ready. Okay, let's check.
Bruh.
And bruh. Okay.
Okay. Whoa, no
Very
way,
good.
bro. Like if you Oh, you know why? Because the screenshot had emojis in it. That's why. Yeah.
Yep. I think it just literally copied the screenshot perfectly.
That's kind of crazy. So if we go to says drag and drop the image, that should technically do the form upload button there, right? Like if you click that little thing, it should.
Oh my God, it does. It does work.
Okay. Oh my God, bro.
Wait, so this is a good should we try Claude now? See what Claude does?
I just want to see how much the app actually works. Like if you can, like, I want to see it actually error out. I'm just curious. I'm just like, does it do animations?
Okay.
Like, like actually try to do it with like a random image. I mean, because we haven't put any API keys, so I just want to see it error out, and then describe your text like saying, wearing a chef's hat. Make me surf. Yes.
No, I want to be I want to be a surfer.
California.
Taking a selfie.
Let's go, bro.
Yeah, bro. In San Fran. I don't think I have the API key yet.
It's okay.
It will error out.
Yeah, but I'm really curious to see like what the error will look like when it does error. Okay, that's interesting. Type error. Generate ID? No. That's generate. We're using generate image.
I think it's because it didn't do the correct PNPM.
For the AI SDK?
Well, actually...
Wait, hold on. Let me just
It didn't specify a version. It must be the latest one, right?
Let me see. On this page, AI SDK. Let's go to overview. Getting started, docs. Let's see. OpenAI image input. No, that's right. PNPM add AI-SDK/OpenAI. Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Weird.
AI. The AI in front is not the one. It's just PNPM add without the AI. See, and it's referencing generate image from AI instead of at AI SDK. So let me send you this document here that I pulled up. And then you can go ahead and grab that. I'm just going to change to our two screens here. So that way it doesn't look weird. Okay. So here is the document. I'm going to grab this from the chat. Because I was just looking at the documentation there. And then I'll switch to your screen so that, okay. So in here, we'll kind of have to like micro inspect the actual thing. So it says PNPM add that. And so You notice how it's referencing, if you scroll down, it says at import OpenAI, and then from the at, like that specific package. That's why it got confused.
Mm-hmm.
So,
So,
the code,
so what should we do?
so basically hallucinated the code. I mean, we could fix it. Generate image doesn't come from there, does it? So let's go to the generate image. If we go to the AI SDK documentation, let's just look up, copy and paste that generate image. Let's see what they say. Go to search at the top.
Oh, I think you're referring to this,
Oh yeah,
right?
this one. Yeah. What does it say? Aha. So we have to. Yeah, that's the correct import. Yeah.
Okay.
That's probably why I freaked out. And then.
So,
Yes.
So wait. I think what I would do is I would try to generate image. Let's see what error it gives us.
Failed
Failed
the
to
process.
process. Okay,
Yeah.
never
Yeah.
mind.
Makes
It's
sense
very
because
not helpful.
there's no API key and stuff. Yeah. Yeah.
So can we just say that like fix like our API route? I think we can do that.
Did you check in the code yet? You can just say, V1 or something so that we can.
Yeah, let's do that. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's do GPT-5 version V1.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
And then
Thanks for reminding me about this. I never check in my code.
well, it's easier for us to roll back. We can snap it back in time, and we could say, okay, this is exactly where we checked this in. Because like once you have, because we're duplicating a lot of chats, it's going to be hard in our mind to keep track of like linearly which chat was where and what timeline. Yeah. This way it's just easier.
100%. So help me. So how should we debug this?
Oh, maybe we can just give it that URL for that documentation, and then maybe open up a new chat and say, please help me with the implementation because we're trying to, and then it should be able to read it. I mean, GPT-5 is supposed to be really good at like web, crawling and stuff. So yeah, we go to that OpenAI provider. So in the AI SDK, we can give it several links. So I think it would be we can give this one as one of the links. And the other link that we want to give it would be, and then the other one we want to give it is, I think it's AI SDK providers, OpenAI, I think. So yeah, this one, yeah, the provider. Yeah, this is perfect.
Okay.
Let's see. Yeah. And then I think what we want to do is also, because they might get thrown off. We might create a distractor here. I'm kind of fearing, but we want to maybe also remind it that the spec we're implementing is from the is it the Vision API, the high fidelity. So on platform.openai.com, let me see if I could find the documentation that specifies the high fidelity OpenAI high fidelity image. FIDAL image. Ugh, can't even spell it. High input fidelity. So yes, setting input fidelity equals high. So let me see if I can give you this URL here. I'm going to put this in the actual comments too, but I'm going to give it to you as well independently. And so from there, this is probably the documentation we want to give it, saying that we're implementing this. You can say view as markdown or whatever. Yeah, that'd be fine. That's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So in terms of high fidelity, how should we say? How should we tell Claude GPT about this?
So we're going to leverage input underscore fidelity parameter. And by default, the setting will be high because we want to edit images with faces, logos, or any other details that require high fidelity in the output. pretty sure it'll just be provider options quality high and they do comma input fidelity equals high or something. But in the generate image thing. But yeah. But since we have everything checked in, I'm kind of curious to see what's going to happen now. And it's going to allow us to easily see the diffs too, which is nice.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and so we gave it 3 links.
Mm-hmm.
Should we say that fix the route?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I see. Yes.
Given the documentation below.
Mm-hmm.
However, well, I wanted to say that like try to understand what we're building.
Yeah. I think the last part already explains what we're understanding. The saying that here's documentation, but then like you say at the very end, we're saying we are actually doing this specific thing with this specific documentation. And so the worst is we duplicate the chat and try again with maybe less information, or try a different model provider or something, right? Yeah.
I will just like give it some context. So I'll
Cool.
just say that understand that we're building an app that will allow a user to upload an image and be able to prompt the image with changes, and we want to use the high fidelity setting to allow for like for the face to not change.
Yes.
Okay, it might get confused. Actually, let's just do this.
Yeah.
I think this is enough of context, and then
Yeah.
it will read the doc as you said.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see. This is the fun part of Cursor because we're going to see it like really think about this and do this parallel like tool calling and fixing route parameters. I need to adjust the route. It's like seeing its thinking is really interesting here. Huh. Cooking. Are you guys cooking? Let us know. Smash the thumbs up if you're definitely like vibing right now. It's kind of fun to just kind of hang out with everyone in the stream and appreciate everyone's kind of been chilling with us so far. I mean, big shout out to, Mr. M Spin, who's been dropping the dimes right now for the super chat because we've been cooking super hard. And basically what we're doing is going to see if we can do this, like not only the face preservation, but the goal is to try to get like these unique assets that we can have artists generate. And then once we work with artists and so forth, like they can put them into your images and then we'll like, I don't know, who knows like where we go from here. There's a lot of different ways we can go with this, but I feel like having unique stuff that's like yours that you can, pass around and certify that it comes from us, it's kind of like a cool way to participate in this like digital era and have some fun, but also kind of play around with the new API. And so you're seeing us basically build with Cursor, with Claude, as far as the API Claude Sonnet, right? We're using GPT-5 as well, seeing how well it does, how good it is at following instructions. It looks like you had an issue with your API call or something like that. You may have to retry again.
Oh, let's try again. Yeah.
Might tap out, bro. Wait, so you're still on the pro plan, just $20 a month?
I think I have like higher spending limits or something. I have custom set like spending limits. I think I added like $20 extra.
Oh, okay.
To my $20 plan.
Got it.
But the reason for that was because I tried using Claude Opus and I literally did like, I don't know, 10 prompts. And it was like $20 for 10 prompts. I don't know.
Bro, you got cooked. Yeah, Opus. But that's why GPT-5 is fun, because you can keep having these conversations. And so you kind of see the value of just having a conversation at the very beginning. If you were just joining in, we spent like a good 20 to 30 minutes talking and having that conversation. So we really understood what is happening at the UI, what's happening in the, for generating all the code. So, oh no. Okay, wait. So what if you just change it from try again? We're having I think in a moment.
It must be like literally just too many people using GPT-5 maybe. I don't know.
Max mode?
Could it be that?
I don't know. Like,
Let's try max
let's go
mode.
max,
Okay.
bro. Let's go Pro Max. Oh, yeah. Continue revert, yeah.
Yeah, revert. That's fine.
Bro, you're cursor maxing right now, bro. Bro, I'm gonna donate $5 to you, bro, because like, dude, you're like burning, bro. You're burning the GPUs. You're like out of pocket. My guy is coming out of pocket right now from his like pro plans for the stream. So yeah, just dropping the dimes. Yeah, I know. What's his name? Mr. M Spin's got 5 on it, so we got you there. We got $10, $10 in the piggy bank right now. That's what we're doing. GPT-5 is cheap too. Exactly. Yeah, there's like no excuse to kind of I appreciate you guys. You guys are so awesome. I love everyone who's been joining up on the stream. So for sure. Yeah. Oh man, it's down for someone else too. But hey, max mode, we're in, bro. All in.
It did work.
Interesting. So what are they doing here? In the route handler, they're basically saying, what? They give us a type thing? That's interesting. Okay. Oh, I see. Wow. So validate the input. And then they're basically saying, yep, yeah, pass in that comma input fidelity. That looks right. Yep. That's hot. I think that's all we need, bro. And then you just need the OpenAI API keys and then we get print money, bro. Are you ready for the 3 comma clubs, ladies and gentlemen? We're about to hit the 3 comma club, hopefully, with this next chat. It's just like, it's not that easy. I know, like this, we kind of poke fun at this, but it's been it's a good way to learn how to make software is by using these types of systems because they're so smart, right? And they all also need to be reined in, but you're seeing a variety of things of different experiences kind of come together. And I do enjoy building as a community. That's kind of my favorite thing. So yeah, our team's also in the Discord as well. And if you want to check that out, just go ahead and hit the little join button right now on YouTube. I'm supposed to this week, I'm supposed to double the price because I already got my first 100 members. And so all of you first 100 members got the VIP treatment because it's for $6.99. You got into this Discord with cracked people and people who have actually found me really early on, as early as 6 months ago. So some super cracked folks in there. Like the energy is super fire. And we're only going to go up from here. So it's going to be really cool. It's awesome. Got the same error. Okay, it's fixed now. Oh, somebody else. Melting Silicon Valley has the drinks. Oh man, we're creating generational tech debt. Yo, chill, bro. Chill. That's not what this is about. I don't know if you know how this works, right? Like you start with the Leonardo sketches and all that stuff that happens. It started off with a block of wood. That's what we have here. This is literally the equivalent of we're going to have the Leonardo sculpture, but we have to sculpt it out, bro. It takes a little while. As much as it looks like you can get a knockoff, but that's not the same, bro. We're building the base of this pyramid. It's about to be fire. Dude. Oh man, this guy's been going Snoop Dogg all the way. Hotbox edition. Yo, let's go. All right. So let's see. Did it finish, right?
Yes, it did finish.
Okay.
Check this out.
Okay.
So this is what changes it made.
Ooh. Okay. It even looked at the supported images. I like that. Like as a type so that it will error out if it's not the right size. That's kind of nice, actually. Like definitely leveraging TypeScript. That's hot. Wow. I like it.
So it did a lot of things I don't understand, actually, to be honest.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's because of the AI SDK. Yeah. So like the AI SDK, if you, so I'll show you real quick. So if you hover over where it says generate image with your mouse or something, that's basically the function. And those are the options you can pass in to generate image, right? So with the question marks, those are optional, right? So like you don't have to pass them in. If you do want to pass them in, you can we can pass in like a seed number if we wanted to, or max retries numbers, right? Like if we wanted to say max retries are 3 or something, that way it'll retry again if there's a failure underneath the hood. We don't have to write any if else software or check if anything fails. We just literally just tack that on as an option. And it's kind of one of the advantages of using the AI SDK from Vercel. So if you ever want to know how something works, you can do that. The other thing is if you hit command or option or whatever and you click into that generate image, it's going to take you exactly to where that is, referenced, at the very top, you'll see where it is in the code. So like this is like a huge description of what's in those like node, those node modules that we were talking about earlier where PNPM installs them. So this is specifically the AI SDK package. And this is that specific function that is actually calling in the code. So it may be a little bit too crazy for you to read, but if you ever want to get really in the dirt of the details, this is where the code is lived and that's what is being referenced. So whenever your software gets built, they're going to take all these packages and compile them into like, all these different functions and everything into like one file. And so Next.js has a build system just like everywhere else has a build system. And so they'll make it build so that it runs on whatever platform it's running on. So, a lot of these things with like JavaScript and stuff, it's just like one universal language that can run on any machine. It's nice, right? You don't have to compile it for like ARM64 or ARM, like all these different versions of ARM or something like that, ones and zeros and all that stuff. Eventually it all makes its way to ones and zeros and stuff, but at the higher level, you can actually interface. And that's kind of why you see sometimes that's actually what like Cursor and all these other IDEs are doing. They're looking into those modules. They're saying, okay, this doesn't exist. Something is wrong here, and that's why TypeScript is kind of my favorite language for AI language modeling, but also for learning, because you can see directly when something shouldn't be in there. Because when it finally builds the software, it's going to complain at the build time. So high level summary of how that kind of looks like or / works, if you're kind of wondering. Yeah. Or how to like kind of like dig through your generated code if you were trying to do some initial debugging, if you know what I mean. Wow. Okay, cool. So it's basically ready, huh? Like we just have to put an API key, right?
I think so. I'm trying to find actually like a place where we can put the API key.
Oh, .env or something?
So, but it's not read. So if I do key.
Oh, I see. Yeah. By default with this provider, it may be in the documentation, but if you just put into the root folder .env.local and then OpenAI key, yeah. You could even start a new chat and say, I'm in my stack, yeah, you could say open in all caps. Yeah, tab equals, and then whatever the key is. So I'm going to go ahead and take it off this window. Yeah.
Yeah, please take me off the screen because I have like a million API keys that I'm about to expose if you don't do that.
No. We're good. We're definitely out of the window. So yeah. So for those who are just wondering, those kind of like how to do some basic understanding of the code that you're looking at and why you would do that. And so right now we basically almost have the whole app built. No, the first goal was to try to get this part working. Get an image, give it a prompt, throw a hat on me or put me in a beach somewhere or something like that. The high fidelity image API will preserve all of our face and everything, which is really nice. And then from there, once we get this kind of working back and forth, we can then say, okay, let's just generate some static assets and keep them there as a list, right? And then maybe we'll say, like just YOLO, right? So you upload your image and you don't know what's going to happen. You can either turn into a zombie, you can have this weird thing on your head, or you can have something really weird on you. So right, like, and maybe you pay money to do something better or something like that. It's like there's a lot of different ways that we can go with this, which would be really fun. But the first step is just going to be this. Let me know when you want me to switch back, and I can switch back for you.
I think we're fine.
Okay, cool. Let's go. So now, theoretically, we should be all hooked up with the API key, right? Just let's go, bro. Generate image. You think it's going to work?
No idea. Well, I don't think it's actually going to work. But if it does, I'll be super.
Oh, yeah, it is. Okay, so here, failed to process image. Let me go back to this screen just in case you're going to expose any keys. Okay, we're good?
No, we should be fine.
Okay,
we should
cool.
be fine.
Got it. Cool. All right,
so this is the error we get.
Let's read through it. Let's vibe debug right now. So it says cause undefined, unknown error. Unknown parameter. It doesn't know about that. That's why. So it's possible that AI SDK doesn't support the input fidelity. I thought it did. Let's see. Maybe it's written in a different way, right? So we'll have to maybe go to the docs for the AI SDK and see if we can look that up. Just say like input fidelity. Because I thought there was something there. In the search for Vercel, I'm going to show you my screen real quick. Let me see if I can find it. Input fidelity. So I thought, let's see, GPT image 1, generate image. So input. So I thought, because we did this, AI SDK core, let's just go to providers and models. Let's see, OpenAI provider, right? Image support, okay. So we do type image. Let's see, GPT image. Okay, here we go. So the model capabilities are here, which is what we were using. So we use GPT image 1. We have quality high because provider options. But the other option we passed in was the, if you want to go back, remember how I told you to option click? Let's see if we can find the other parameter that we were talking about. Yeah, option click that one. And then I think it's provider options. If you just go down to provider options, and then we'll see what provider options it'll take in. So maximum number, and then the provider options, does it tell us about the provider options at all? So set for 0. If you, can you option click provider options there, that object there? Yeah, that one. So it says shared V2 provider options. So what's that? If we're just going down this rabbit hole, so it's a string, record string, that JSON value. Okay, so it's possible that, and see it says Anthropic cache control type and then ephemeral. So how is it that it's, okay, so right now it says the response body says this, and then the data says that, input underscore fidelity. So I wonder if it's called something else in the API. So maybe we'll go to the OpenAI reference and in platform.openai images/create, because I feel like we should be able to, it's just passing that on to the language model, and then fidelity. So let me see if it's, is it create image or edit image? So it's an edit image API, right? Let me see if I can pass this over to you real quick and then kind of switch screens here. This is kind of where I'm looking at. So in the platform.openai documents, there's one that says create image edit. And then we should have one that says images. So this is doing that. Input underscore fidelity. Yeah, this is it. So defaults to low, supports high, low. You know what? I want to see if the AI SDK GitHub. I wonder if there's an issue on this, because maybe like that's actually one of the things. Like it should have. No, pull request. Curious. Huh. Go to file. Okay. Packages. Hold on. Yeah. So input fidelity high, right? Yeah. Because this is how it's passed in. It says like model, prompt, quality. And then maybe we'll open up a new chat window to help have the AI basically help us do some research. Because I'm really curious on your end to see, like, if you're in the IDE itself, you know, what, like saying, hey, we're getting this response back, and I mean, this looks right to me. I mean, if I was writing the code, this is exactly what I'd be doing. Input fidelity resolved. Input fidelity pass the parameter drive. Okay.
So I think I would, you know what I would do? I would literally just like copy paste this entire error.
Yeah.
Usually I would just say fix this, but the issue might be a little bit more difficult to fix. So I'll do like do a deep research about the I'm not gonna say deep, just deep research
on the
about
input.
I'm just gonna, so what do you want to say?
About
deep research on
high input underscore fidelity parameter with AI SDK v5. because I don't know where that, like it should support it, but maybe it's not. I don't know. Like docs. Yeah, I'm going to keep searching on the docs on my side.
Okay.
OpenAI.
So
Because I don't see anything mentioned at all in their AI SDK documentation, because it should just pass it on as a parameter to OpenAI, because that's kind of why they made that exact, that's why they kind of say, whatever other parameters you want to pass in, here's what you'll pass in. But maybe it's a specific way we're supposed to put the name, right? So maybe, what I should do? I should look up the documentation in TypeScript, because maybe it's different for Python, right? Snake case versus, I bet you if it's something dumb like that, it usually is something dumb like that. You know what I mean? So for those who aren't familiar, JavaScript versus Python, like you'll have a snake case versus like not snake case. It could be combined. So if you're writing it in TypeScript, it's possibly that we're just passing in the wrong parameter instead of, actually, that's probably what it is, bro. It's always something dumb like that. Oh my God.
I 100% agree on that.
Bro.
That is just literally just wrong naming. And then you spend like 6 hours trying to fix this little naming error.
Yeah. Let me go to Node.js. Please tell me that parameter is actually this prompt images. I want to do input fidelity, input fidelity. It just says string or null. Okay, so it's a string though, right? We passed it in a string, I think. Because what does it say? Message unknown parameter input fidelity. Like, how do you not know about this? Oh, you know why? Look at this as OpenAI /images/generations. We need to use the /edit one. That's why. So the route that it's doing, it's not /OpenAI /v1 /image /edits. It's actually, so maybe that's where we're messing up. So generate image is going to call if you look at the body, now kind of makes more sense. Let me show you real quick. So on my side of things here, it shows me that it says to create an image, like the input fidelity is only like living here if you do an image edit. So we have to call this route. And so for generate image in the AI SDK, we're basically not calling that route. We're just calling a different route. It says image/generations. And so in image generations, you don't see that parameter in here, which is why it's freaking out. Oh, kind of makes more sense now. Okay, so let's kind of rewind this back for those who are just following along online. So what I realized just looking at the code or the debugging output was, and this is going to be very helpful for the LLM, is in the output, the routes of what it's calling is super important. So the fact that we got that error output, and I'm going to punch back to your screen and I'll show you, like it says, if we scroll where it says message unknown parameter to the left there in the console, a little bit up. Yeah. See, this says URL. Where that's calling is very important. If you're going to call something and you're looking some stuff up in the documentation, the thing you'll want to do, I'll show you on my screen, is look up in the API documentation where it's being called. So right here, it's going to call OpenAI /v1 /image generations. And in the request body, this is kind of what you're allowed to pass in. So in here, that whole parameter that we're talking about for input fidelity is not even mentioned. So it's going to be like, yo, I don't know what's in there. Like, bro, just chill. I'm like, yeah, you're right, actually. So the one we need to call is the one image/edits. And so, okay, that's interesting. Why don't we just change that? Because we're using the AI SDK from Vercel, there's probably a different function that we need to call that's going to call that route for us, right? It could either be a function, a parameter, I don't know yet. So we'll have to look up in the documentation to see how we can call the /images/edits command so we can take advantage of that. And that's going to be our next mission here to figure out. Once we get that sorted out, theoretically, we should be Gucci, right? So yeah. I think that's kind of what we have to do. And that probably saved us a lot of LLM time and also going around in circles. Because the LLM might just try to shove everything into this API and be like, I don't know what to do now. We'd be like, but yeah, that's kind of like the high-low summary there of what's going on. Is that what the research said too there? Or I'm curious if it came up with the same conclusion.
Let's see the conclusion. It did notice that we're calling this exact, like you just said, the generations API from OpenAI.com.
Mm-hmm.
but it's saying that in AI SDK 5 v5 today, it supports OpenAI blah 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 blah.
Generation. Provider options does not switch to call edits. Endpoint does not recognize it. Yeah, of course. That's kind of what. Huh. Yeah. So I think the next question would be, what's the AI SDK that will call, like, what would call /v1/image/edits? Because that's where the fidelity lives for the AI SDK, I guess you could say.
So what's the link? Is it?
Oh, I'll give you this one. You're talking about /create edit. Let me see if I can. It may be in the last. Yeah. Here we go. And if you're talking about the specific post request, this is the post that it would do for these provider options. So I sent these in the chat.
Oh, wait. I think we didn't read till the end of what GPT-5 gave us.
Oh, okay.
So look at this. Is that the right one?
Yes, yes.
So
a server route. Yes, but why does it want to add the server route? Because we're not creating the image, we're just uploading the image, and maybe that's kind of where it's confused. When an image is provided, it converts to base 64 data. Maybe that's kind of where, like, it's assuming we want to create the image, but it doesn't think that we're going to edit the image. And see, this is where words matter for an LLM, but for us, you know what I mean? Damn, that's crazy. Yes. It has all the right references. Okay. Yes.
So what should we do?
I think we want to actually wire up the real image edits because the users are uploading images to be edited. Maybe that's kind of maybe the clarification here, right? Yeah. And so we don't need a new route. The app is only going to take in, because maybe it sees prompt, and prompt for generate image is all over all the documentation. Editing images is such a new thing in these language models, so they're not trained into the language models. By default, anytime they see prompt and then anytime they see images with OpenAI, they're always going to default to that other one, which is generating images, which is not what we want to do. Editing images is a new feature. So we need to say, yeah, something about like, in this case, we're not generating images, we're actually editing images. Users are uploading the images and describing the edit they want in the prompt. So we need to convert the code so that we can get closer, so we can accomplish that goal. Bam. Oh my gosh. This is kind of why we have to like be in the code a little bit, because you get to learn how these things work, right? But we're trying a lot of things along the way, like scaffolding our own design system, right? Creating cursor rules and then having cursor take those rules and build it out its own rule set. That was kind of mind-blowing for me earlier in the stream. Timestamps will be available down below. When the stream is done, we're going to go ahead and process them, so you can go ahead and watch back, because there's a lot of really good sauce in this entire stream. And then we're just taking you through right now how to use the AI SDK, how to like debug stuff that we've been doing live, like vibe debugging, looking at the outputs there, like reading through documentation from OpenAI, AI SDK. Don't be afraid. This is part of the whole process. If you're using AI, it's going to help us figure this stuff out somehow, right? Even without me. And that's why it's also really important to do this as a community too, right? So, our team just joined the Discord. I have a Discord going right now. If you hit the little join button, there's going to be a post for members only. Just go ahead and get into that before I basically double the price. And then get in there, hang out with some folks. We're going to try to do some more building. I like building like this live, because this is how we learn and figure stuff out. It's some of my videos, I kind of already know what I'm doing, but it's really cool to see someone else kind of go through this and then together work through the problem, because it's always a new problem and you never are ever going to know every framework. unless you spend a lot of time with it, which is why some people stick to a certain stack all the time for years because they just say, I know it, right? There's certain builders who stick with like PHP because that's all they've known and they know how every library works. They don't have to rethink about new conventions and stuff. So it's always annoying when they have to switch after decades of like what I call muscle memory. Wait, did it just write the code for us? Oh, it did. Yeah, because we told it to, right?
So I think, so do we still need to keep using the Vercel's
Yeah, AI
AI
SDK.
SDK, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just reverted to like not using it.
Yeah. This is what I like about Cursor actually, because yeah, Claude Code versus Cursor, that's like the never-ending recent debate.
Yeah.
I've always been a Cursor fan, literally just because of this, like because it's so easy to like revert changes, reference files, and stuff like that.
Yeah, I do like the cursor experience, especially for something like this, especially because like the discoverability and the quickness at which you can open up new chats, have these conversations, be very fluid, move back and forth, click through the code, click through your different things. It's nice. It's to me, it's a great experience. But unless like you're like, I don't know, I feel like there's a spectrum, right? People are doing these different things, but at this stage, I'm still evaluating a lot of these models, right? I want to see the outputs, just like we're seeing there, right? I just learned today that its preferences are going to be like when I give it instructions for this API, of course, it's going to prefer to do things that it has known for a long time. But these newer updates to the API, it's going to, even then, even with this, like us explicitly telling it, it's going to want to prefer back to its own stuff. And you kind of have to police it, you know? Like how do you set those guardrails? How do you set enough like autonomy so that it can do its thing? You know, it's, I don't know. I want less technical debt, right? We've been pretty surgical about our plan. We've been fairly surgical about the documentation, generating these rules, and we're, you know, just going along. And it's okay if it takes a little bit longer, but I feel like the quality at the end will be scalable for us to keep adding features after that, right? Because the design tweaks and everything else will just be pretty fast from there. But the initial setups can take a while, and that's okay. I think that's kind of why we do the streams, so you can see like how long it takes. So, yo. These streams are awesome. Yeah. No, we cook in these streams, bro. Straight up cooking. Yes. So let's see what happened. Oh, it's doing the whole form thing. Okay. I like that.
Yeah, but it's not using
Why did
the
it get
AI SDK.
Oh, wait, did it okay, wait, is this the route handler? What's it doing in the code? Did it route it? I'll replace the current logic in a route. Okay, with the implementation that performs edits. Converting the URL into a blob, storing it as a, no, that's not what we want. Fetch. Okay. Image edits. Yeah, it's not using the V5. We still use the ASK for project models and other features, but aren't exposed via generate image. So that route, it's got to be exposed, right? So I think that's kind of was our question. Like the reason why it's doing that right now, by the way, is because the image edit stuff was not exposed. It's probably going to work, but it's using
Oh.
yeah.
Okay, wait.
I have a feeling. Yeah.
So
wearing
make
yeah, or whatever you want, right? Like
hat. I don't know what, I don't know how to,
yeah,
like wearing a cook's hat.
yeah. That's
I be cooking, man. Okay. Let's generate the image, I guess. Let's
yo.
see.
It's going. It's oh failed. What does it say now? I'm just curious. You're not verified. Oh wow.
Wow.
Can I give you a key?
Sure.
Yeah, I think I'll just give you a key because that'll be easier. Because I have
Okay.
my org is verified and everything like that. That way, yeah.
Okay.
My bro. Okay, let's give it up for our team who's been cooking super hard the entire stream, like locked in with us the entire time. Man, like, please tell people a little bit more while I get this key over to you about your background and kind of like how you got here and like what you're doing and kind of what's going on, stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, I've been I've actually I started coding like a long time ago. Like probably the first code I've ever written was like 10 years ago. It was actually like some like stuff I had to do for uni work. And then I didn't code for a long time, or I did code, but in Python. But as soon as these like LLMs came out, I just started coding more and more and more. And so like the last 2 years, like I've built a couple of apps. I've built like a Telegram, like a cursor for Telegram, actually, where everything is like super. Well, I wouldn't say it's like super secure. It's in your local storage. It's
Oh.
just that, yeah. So like basically, you can provide your OpenAI key.
Hmm.
You can, so you enter your like phone number,
Mm.
then the app connects to your Telegram. It downloads all of your chats into browser. So it
Wow.
uses like local browser storage. It uses indexed DB, which is like the so there's actually like a database in every Chrome browser. If you guys didn't know, and you can actually store like so much data in it. It's
That's
like,
crazy.
I don't know, 5 GB of data in your browser locally, and
Whoa.
it's called like IndexedDB. Yeah, it's a very very old like database like that no one knows about. But I think if you know like Theo,
Yes.
the YouTuber, yes, he used to use IndexedDB for his like chat GPT app, like
Hmm.
his high performant like chat app. And so yeah, like I've been actually just like vibe coding different things. uh yeah, like
Cool.
lately I'm very curious about like actually generating images and generating video.
Ah.
Because what I've noticed, like a lot of you can build apps very like easily, uh, like we are doing now. But that only means that a lot of people are building apps nowadays, and the kind of bottleneck is actually not building apps, but building the like marketing for your apps, right? How do you
Right.
land other people's eyes on your apps?
Hmm.
And I think the only way to do that is to like do a lot of content. But can you do content like automatically, right? Can
Right.
you automate content so you can build apps that automate content? So this is kind of like the direction that I'm looking in now.
That's wild.
um
Yes. Go ahead and integrate that key when you get a chance, and then I
yeah,
put it in the chat
sure.
there, and then once you get that going, then we can try another round. You know, say like you want a chef hat because my boy's cooking. So that'll be, yeah. So that's a really cool background. And yeah, for those who don't know, I used to be an engineer at Apple for like over a decade, basically, and have worked on some really crazy projects and impacted lots of people, like billions of people now on Earth. If you ever use any iOS device, Mac OS, Watch OS, a lot of the work I've done is like all over the place. So it's kind of insane. Um, oh yeah, are we ready?
Yes, we're
Okay,
ready. um we're back into our API
cool.
route thingy,
Yeah.
and I think we can try it again, right? We don't need to refresh anything. We can just
Oh,
start.
reload.
uh
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, we could try.
yeah,
Yep.
it did reload. Okay,
Nice.
awesome. So
Oh, I see.
let's
Generate image.
can we just do
Ooh.
generate image again.
Okay, it's cooking. Let's see.
Wow. Okay,
Yeah,
I think
it takes like a
because we're
minute.
not getting errors, it means
Yes.
it's working, I think.
Yeah. It's gonna take like a hot minute. It takes a very long time. And so one of the things that could be really fun is in like V0, they have these like little games. I don't know. Have you seen these things? Like they have like this little pinball thing that's kind of waiting and stuff like that. We can make some cool React components that could be pretty cool for this. You know what I mean? Like it'd be kind of fun to get into that, to make a little game system or something like that to play around. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that was the original goal, right? To be able to have some assets
Hmm.
that you can just like click on and like add this to my image or something.
Did it? If you go back to the app, did it generate the image?
Oh my god, it
Oh,
did.
yeah.
Um,
Bro, that's crazy.
I do look.
Actually,
This is a proper cook there on the right, like proper
dude,
Chad cook.
that's fire.
Jesus.
Yo, drop the fire emojis in the chat if we're cooking, boy. We're cooking. That's actually pretty wild. So look at your face details, man. It's even got you smiling a little bit. It's got the hair all fixed up.
Yeah, it has this like weird,
Bro,
okay.
this is actually hilarious. Yo, there's tons of fire emojis coming in. It like my chats are a little bit delayed right now. Yo, we got the
I mean, this could be an app of itself. Like you just like become a chat cook. Like upload your image, become like a chat cook. Yeah. Okay.
Wow.
Um,
Wow. He is cooking, bro. We are so
wait, we
cooking right
gotta
now.
do your image.
Oh yeah, we gotta do
We
my
gotta do. Yep.
yeah, go to my like Twitter profile and see if you can just grab my Twitter profile and see if you can do something.
Okay, let's try it. Let's
Yeah.
try it. So I'll do the same prompt, yeah?
Oh
Like,
yeah, yeah. Chef's hat, boy. We are cooking. Ladies and gentlemen, we are cooking with the pot, boy. So he's gonna pull up my profile. It should allow me to think, before yeah. So much fire right now. This is so crazy. You can right click maybe? Does it let you like right click? Yeah. Right click.
I think it will. Can I just like inspect?
Yeah, inspect. Yeah, you probably have to do old school. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, where do I do that?
Oh,
Network? Is it network? No.
maybe.
Elements.
Actually, let me do it myself. Maybe I can. Let's see. We'll go to Ray. Maybe is it rayfernando.ai? I might have an image. Yeah, I have an image over there. Open image, new tab. Yes. And then my you'll see my face at the very beginning. And then from there, you can right click that one and get the image to download it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna download it. I'm gonna like hard code your image on my laptop. It's now on my hard drive.
Yeah, that's right. So we're going to take the image. So this is really cool. So ladies and gentlemen, what we've basically have done is that we are cooking, literally. And we should be able to drop the image into the app. And then, yeah, there it is. Oh, AVIF. Oh, format. Interesting. Why does it do that?
To PNG. Yeah. Cloud convert. Saves the day.
Wow. That is pretty funny. Waiting. And so that's all free.
Yeah. I think so.
Wow.
Oh, it even like upscaled it. Wow, it's like very high quality now.
Look at my face. It's so fancy.
Very, very beautiful. You're a beautiful man, Ray.
Let's go, local host. No way. Yeah. Oh, wow. Look at that. Secure. It's secure. I'm secure, guys. I'm secure. Oh, hold on. With the refresh?
So it's taking you a while maybe because it's like 5
Oh, 5 megabytes. You might want to get a JPEG, huh? Yeah, refresh that. So kill the state.
should we get a JPEG?
Yeah, or convert to convert to JPEG. Yeah.
So
select. Okay.
Let's try again.
Yeah.
I'll now have
that's
3
funny.
pictures of you.
That is a massive upscale. Holy smokes. You're cooking. LOL 5 megabytes. Yes, bro. Yes. I was thick in that image, bro. Oh my god, bro. Yeah. Let's see. Perfect.
Okay, this is better.
Okay.
870.
Let's go.
And let's refresh the page.
Yeah,
just
exactly.
in case
just because we may have some funky state. Okay.
So we are. So what prompt do you want to do actually?
Let's see. I guess you could just say also with the chef's hat. I'm just kind of curious,
Okay.
With like flame
can
emoji.
You remind
flames.
me what the prompt was though?
Okay. Add a chef's hat with a kitchen behind him burning down.
Okay.
Add a huge cup of coffee. Yes. Oh yeah, that's the next one, Akili. By the way, we're gonna put a button where it just gives you a random funny prompt. So like that's actually coming up next. We just needed to make sure we got the API actually working. It's a huge cup of coffee. That's
Okay.
hilarious.
Is that okay?
Yeah. Let's go generate. So
Okay.
this takes us like a hot minute.
Let's do it.
Bro, this is so funny. So this is a fun app, you know? Like, this is how we take the idea and then try to make it a reality. So a to-do list that's still kind of left behind is that we need to figure out where in the AI SDK from Vercel is it going to allow us to call that specific endpoint for OpenAI. So that way we'll get the error handling, all that beautiful object stuff that we got back. Because debugging that in the console was so easy. We saw that, it's like, oh, it got that route. We didn't have to add console.log this, console.log this option. It just gave us all that blurb saying, you know, here's your relevant stuff that you should probably need for debugging. And I actually really appreciated that, because for me, I was able to see, and it's like, oh, wait. So I'll be really curious to see kind of what happens. And then also another thing from a user experience standpoint here is like, you know, maybe making like a fun interactive game or something while people wait and letting them know it's going to take a little while, just so that their expectations are set, that it's not instant. Another thing we could even do is like, you know, depending on whatever's going on, it's like we can possibly set this up so that it sends them a text later on when it's ready, or, you know, we're doing all this different types of things. So yeah. Bro, do I look like Cristiano Ronaldo right there, bro?
Yeah.
Right?
Well, okay.
That is too funny. Oh my God, bro. Look at that cup of coffee just chilling. That's hilarious, actually.
Just floating. Yeah.
Yeah, prompts and design images go viral based on trends. Yeah, that's the other thing. You can have like the trending prompt of the day or something, or the trending, you know, whatever. And it's just like, you just keep... Yo, everyone's dying right now in the chat. Oh my God, bro. This is insane. This is so insane. So yeah, I think, man, this has been a fire live stream, dude. Like, just smash those thumbs up right now, bro. Like, we got to hit that, like, get that like count all the way up to like 100 right now. Like, this is Hell's Kitchen. This is exactly what it is right now. Yo, yeah, this is too funny, bro. Like, all the flames are coming in. When are you doing the iOS app? I have the iOS app already ready. There's this thing called AI Proxy. If you want to do this right now, I actually submitted a feature request and he already put that in. I wonder if I should pull up the Xcode right now. I can show you, because I actually have, I was actually cooking with this exact app, you know, but I was trying to do it in iOS. And one of the things that we'll probably kind of get into a little bit later is just going to be like, how do I do the same exact thing in iOS by selecting the images? And there's this cool thing called AI Proxy. And so AI Proxy will basically allow you to route your requests for, you know, these types of things. Like, let's see, where's my tool calls? Model, image editor model. And so you can actually pass it in as a parameter for the create image request and pass in that high input fidelity. And so that's all you need. And then from there, you should basically just be able to build the app and get it going. So more on that later. And it's basically just a really simple UI view. And it's going to pass it up to, not only is it going to pass it up to the server, but basically you don't have to have like a server infrastructure. It's already provided for you. So one of the things, especially for iOS, is you do not want to leave any of your keys baked into the app, because what somebody will do is they'll set up something that will sniff your keys between you and going to OpenAI. So I had a friend of mine, like I think almost 2 years ago, he had this problem. Like, he had the key that's baked into the app. And then he initially had it set up like with an AWS server, but it took too long. He's just like, I'm just going to have the customers talk directly to OpenAI, and that'll be it. But what ends up happening is that somebody set up a man in the middle where they can sniff all the internet traffic. So they saw, oh, I see an OpenAI key going to this request all the time. And then they took his key and just ran up his bill with several $1,000s. And since then, OpenAI has put in a lot of mitigations and stuff like that. And so he has wrote his own like proxy server, which will basically hit his endpoint, and so forth. And so these other guys who have come out, if you go to aiproxy.com, so aiproxy.com provides basically all that infrastructure for you, so you don't have to figure it out. And I highly recommend it. I actually have an interview with them. This guy's name is like Luzel, and his other co-founder, I forgot his name right now, but in essence, you have like, this is the best way. So they are experts in this type of stuff. They've been like doing this stuff for decades, and they use like a split key encryption, and they also have device attestation. So you hook up your dev key and certs and everything like that for the project. So they know that like when it's hitting their endpoint, it's specifically from your app and not from anyone else. And that's specifically from an iOS app. Otherwise, they'll just throw it away. And so this is like, here's like the, the stuff in here. But what I want to show you are the sample apps. And this sample app, you'll be able to get started pretty much overnight. They have every single app that you want to do when you're building with AI. That's like the AI portrait. This is the one that you would use. You upload the image and then you could instantly start basically generating images. And so you can just go to here. And then from here, this Bootstrap, all you do is just go to their repo basically, and the repo has the code for you. And in like no time, you can already start playing with the API. So you can just do what we did in like a couple minutes. But you have to go through like the setup to get your keys, set up with them, aiproxy.com. And there's documentation on getting started. So what's nice about here, there's actually an integration guide, and this full like less than 10-minute video will actually show you how to exactly set up your devices and do the device check stuff. And then they even give you the endpoints and everything that you need so that you don't expose your keys. And then, you paste your key in there and they'll do that split key encryption so they don't even know what your key is. So like if their database gets hacked, your keys won't get hacked either. And that's all the stuff that you do. And then you have basically a working AI app on iOS, super ready to go. And then you just add more code for the things. And so, as far as like pricing, okay, like what's the pricing cost? So for $10 a month, you can do 10K requests, and then you can just keep going up. It's like $200 a month if you need to, if you have 1 million requests, which I doubt. I mean, like if at this point you're probably making some serious change. But yeah, like most people, I think can get away between these two. They used to have a free tier. I think they do have a free tier, right? Free to start, 1K requests a month. So yeah, if you just want to prototype and get something in the App Store, as soon as it starts making money, then you just basically pay at that point, right? Like because you can keep shipping apps, you don't have to really worry too much about it. And obviously, you still need your OpenAI keys and all those other keys because that's the different providers. But the proxying part, the server part, all those configurations that you would do. I mean, like we're having a heck of a time just trying to configure this with the AI SDK. Like that's a lot of time. But once you figure it out, it's great. But then you still need to figure out, is it an iOS device? All the checks you need to do to make sure it's coming from an iOS device, certificate pinning, all these other types of things that you need from a client side to server. I mean, I could not recommend these guys more. And, I think I met them somehow and got introduced. I'm like, this is a really great problem like that they solved. And I'm really glad they did it because you can actually vibe code AI apps now with this and try different ideas in the App Store with that type of thing. So yeah, that's aiproxy.com. I know it sounds like an ad, but it's like, dude, it's like, it'll save you so much headache. So I'm going to put that in the chat as well. So y'all know what's up. Let's see. Everyone's still kind of rolling on the images, bro. Oh, can you try a Real Madrid player scoring a goal in Barcelona? Bro, no. This is massive. Oh, I didn't know about this. Thank you for the info. Oh, for sure. Yeah, if you're building iOS apps, like that's probably the really cool way. That's really good money model. Yeah. Yeah, man, I think this is a good stopping point, Artem, for V1, if you know what I mean, because I feel like we have some work to do in terms of understanding what's happening in the AI SDK for Vercel. We were able to get everything wired up. We went from basically idea to like, here's some prototype. And then all the decisions we made in terms of like researching what this really meant, like using GPT-5, comparing that with Claude Sonnet 4 in Cursor, going through all those experiences. We talked about duplicating chats was an amazing insight for us to duplicate the chats and kind of understand what that looked like. Understanding context windows and how little we used up overall, which allowed us to kind of more room to continue to do research and pile on these different things. And we noticed when you switch to new chats, how they can sometimes make a difference in terms of the output that we wanted. The other part that we covered that was extremely insightful, that all of these will have timestamps going back, which is on generating cursor rules, right? So we generated a general project structure because we started from scratch and we had our tech stack that we wanted. And then we had cursor with a /generate rules command, take a look at that markdown file and then generate a new set of rules. And what it did is it understood our project structure and said, you're going to run these rules for these specific things when you're calling the API. When you're doing design, you're going to call them over here. Those types of details were super awesome and pretty much almost in one shot helped us, right? All stemming from that conversation early on. And so the reason why we went down this longer route is because this is sometimes what it takes to get things right. But then it helps us as be better engineers to think through problems when we approach them again and again and again. And once again, like big shout out to everyone in the community. I was able to find Artem online, building software. And I was like, dude, you're doing some cool stuff. I want to have you on my stream. Let's try to build something. Let's try to build it from scratch. And, we're try out the new APIs, try out the latest cursor stuff. And hopefully you're able to take a whole bunch of good knowledge away, share that with your friends, bring people along. Feel free to follow Artem. Let us know where else we can find you, Artem.
Yeah, I mean, it's just Twitter, YouTube. I mean, I also really enjoyed being on the stream. I loved it actually. I've never heard. Actually, Ray introduced me to this GPT-5 image generation thing, and this functionality is like amazing. It's literally like startup killer because you can do so many different like apps with like having your face stay the same across generations. And I was mentioning to Ray that actually a cool thing that you could do like as an expansion of this app as like a next step is to take this image generation functionality and try to animate it with Kling or other AI stuff that you now have
Exactly.
out there.
Yeah.
So yeah, super powerful. Love the stream. I actually did learn a lot, and I think I might go build another startup now with this image generation stuff.
Let's go. I mean, it's right here for us and stuff.
Yeah.
And so, man, this is so awesome. Our team's in the Discord. If you want to join the Discord, just hit that join button on YouTube. And it's just $6.99 right now for the month. You'll be able to get in before I basically double the prices. And there's just a members only post that's there. It's going to be there for a limited time until I up the price, hopefully by the end of this weekend. And you're going to be able to get in the Discord, lock in with us, ask us a bunch of questions, kind of participate in the community, share what you know too. It's really important to come together. And this is why we do these things. Like I learned watching Artem, he learned watching me. I really enjoy this, right? Because if you go at it alone, it's only one small perspective. And we have a better opinion too about playing with these models. And I think maybe the last thing is just, I encourage everyone to go play, right? Don't get so stuck on like, well, GPT-5 didn't do it my way. We learned through this stream how powerful GPT-5 can be for certain things like research. And like maybe sometimes it's really anxious at generating code. Maybe it's not at other times. And then trying out like the max mode too, right? Like if something's failing, what if we give it a larger context window? How's it going to behave, right? When we pull together certain concept, what's going to happen? And then Sonnet 4, for having these conversations back and forth, right? Like GPT-5 is really good at doing web research too, right? So there's a lot of pros and cons for these things, and it's not one or the other. It's like, it's interesting. For me, watching you use it all in on cursor is super helpful because, I like cursor as an interface. And it's part of the reason why I'm kind of going to be using cursor as my primary driver and like less Claude Code in the terminal because I like these specific aspects, duplicating the chats, summarizing, setting up the rules, the very there's just so much stuff that kind of gets removed, but it makes it more fun to code. So yeah, Artem, thank you so much. We're definitely going to have part 2. If y'all want to see part 2, make sure you drop like the deuces in the chat. Let us know your participation, what you want to see us more. What features do you want to add? Like, do you have any specific assets you want to do? Let us know because we can start baking those in. I feel like this is kind of becoming like the community build, for this type of thing. If you want access to the GitHub repo, let us know as well, because I think that could be really fun for you to kind of play around, poke around, and learn. We're trying to learn how to use the AI SDK from Vercel, the latest version V5, and we're going through this process with you. So don't be afraid because we don't know it or if somebody else does know it. If you do know, share back with the community saying, hey, I found this problem, or this is kind of what we're doing here. This is what we're all about, just coming together, vibing with AI. So man, dude, thank you so much, dude. This is such a fire stream, bro.
Thanks for the invite.
Cool. All right, y'all. With that said, I'm just going to lock down the stream and we will see you guys in the Discord. Peace out, y'all.
All right. Bye, guys.